I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show!
Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday to all across the Delaware Valley. It is June the 16th. You know what that marks? Andrew, that marks 80 days until the start of the NFL season. I said to him, I go, what's the countdown? And then he says, countdown. First, Joey's back. Welcome back, Joey.
Hey, Joey.
Hey,
Joey.
Joey says, 4 minutes until the show. And I go, no. I go, what's the countdown? And then Andrew goes, for what?
Oh, what countdown? What countdown?
And then and then VG goes,
what are you, crazy? What countdown?
Countdown to the show?
Countdown to the new Lord of the Rings film? Is that what you count down? No. It's like your first day on the show.
I
dude.
wish.
It's like countdown to football.
it's football.
I mean, the only confusion.
Hello to football. It's 80 days.
The only possible confusion could be countdown to first game or training camp. I understand that, maybe.
Countdown to the end of the world, the apocalypse.
Yeah,
Maybe
Training
countdown to
camp or
Phillies
kickoff?
tonight. Come on.
Come on.
Come on. It's still June. I mean, it's great. Great weekend for the Fightins.
He's going to poo-poo on the weekend now.
It was a great weekend. What do you want? You want a banner?
Yeah, pat your head. Oh, nice weekend. It was a cute
a
weekend.
good weekend for the Fightins. It was. We're going to count down to the Marlins series.
Come on, man.
I mean, what do you want me to do?
5-1 against two good teams.
It was an excellent weekend.
There you go.
It really was. It was terrific. You know, and yesterday, because, you know, you had Berrios going. I mean, Berrios is good. They tattooed him.
He's a good pitcher.
He is.
Yeah.
And they tattooed him. The thing that really was exciting was the fact that their bats came alive. Your boy. Go ahead.
There's been a little injection into this team.
Let me give you the floor for a second.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Because there's one man on the show that adores a young Philly.
That's right. We've been talking about Otto for 3-4 weeks, and he's here. He's getting him an injection. They even had Castellanos yesterday. They talk about the kid. He's here 8 hours early. He's having fun, and they said, can a kid like this come up, you know, inject some life into a ball team? And he says, yeah, a kid like Otto, yeah. So, yeah, let's go, Kemp. He's getting comfortable. He's hitting for average. The power's going to come. We know he's got power right now. You know, he had some nerves the first couple games.
Say it loud, say it proud, baby.
He's hitting like 354 right now.
Here's the other thing, too. Like, to your point, you know, a guy like Otto comes up, he may have pushed Bohm a little bit.
Maybe.
And, you know, that's a big home run. Like, anything you get from Bohm power-wise, like, because I still believe that Bohm's got power.
Yes.
And that if you're getting anything out of him from the power standpoint, that excites
I think
me.
in the last month, he got 3 home runs? I haven't.
Yeah,
4 home runs. Bohm got 4 home runs in like the last month or so.
Yeah, I mean, again, I just need him to hit for power consistently.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think Kemp, it's just not a hole right now in the lineup. He's actually producing. And I think it balances the lineup out a little bit.
To your point, it's not in AO. Without Bryce, this lineup has donut holes, right?
Yeah.
Like, it does.
Yeah.
And I think your boy has come in and he's not an AO. Like Rojas is an AO. He's an automatic out.
Yeah, I don't know if I sent it to Andrew. I was doing a news search for Otto Kemp, just see what people are saying. He's making the front page of the Times of India. I don't even know what that is. The Times of India. What? Who is Otto Kemp? Philadelphia's new first baseman after Bryce Harper injury. Who is Otto Kemp? They want to know India.
It comes out.
Let's see if I can find it.
It's published on Patchogue Avenue.
Probably.
The Times of India. Yeah, of all my journalism.
People are like, what's their record against teams with winning records? You know what? Against teams over 500, they're 21-19 now. Here we go.
Listen, I think it was a good weekend. So I'm not poo-pooing anything. I just know it's June. So The good thing is, and this is what leads me, we'll talk to Jim Salisbury coming up at 10 o'clock, but this is what gives me, optimism, is that these teams, everybody's flawed.
Everybody.
Like, they're all flawed. The Mets got swept by Tampa this weekend.
Yes, they did.
Right? So
there it is, the Times of India. Here we go.
Who was Otto Kemp? That's great.
I don't know why they have him at first, unless they think Bryce is going to be long-term injury, because he's not as good as first. Bohm's better at first. Put him at third, because he should have had that one ball yesterday.
He should have. Yeah. He should have had it. He should have had it. I mean, the Wheeler throw.
Yeah.
You got to get that. Dig that out. But again, my biggest fear has nothing to do with anybody now. It's just about Bryce. The wrist thing, I don't know.
They say, I don't know. It sounded good. The updates over the weekend sound good. Range of motion's coming back. Topper seemed optimistic.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like he was indicating surgery like he kind of did a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, no, because that to me is everything. Price is everything. I mean, like, it's all about long-term health. And
people are out there throwing out their record with Bryce and without, where it's about the same, but you need Bryce in the lineup.
No, I mean, I think that stuff's ridiculous, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Almost as ridiculous as moving Zach Wheeler to the bullpen.
yeah, for the next 3 years. And that wasn't like, why did that break his news this weekend? He said when he signed the contract, he didn't want a long-term contract. He wants to go out while he's still pitching well. He just signed a 3-year deal, like a 4-year deal. He'll be out when he's 27 or in 2027. Like, why was that news this weekend?
Because there's nothing going on. I mean, it goes back to this time of the year we're in a dead zone. For the next month, we're in a dead zone.
All right, but I get that.
So that's why. I mean, you're asking why.
I mean,
we're in the dead zone. We're going to have coming up the drafts, NHL, NBA, and that'll be a big deal, right? And then you got camp. So really, that's kind of what the landscape is. But until you get there, you have this kind of period that's just not,
All right.
I mean, I think that's what you're at, which is why I always ask for the countdown, right? Because the next time flutters happens during a game, it's an Eagles game. Unless you count Friday night with the Mets.
Yeah. Of
You have
course.
flutters? Will you have flutters?
Yeah.
You have butterflies?
It's a big deal, man.
I'd have butterflies in June. It is a big deal. I'm not. But I'm just being honest with you. Like,
I mean, I don't know. I get butterflies when the Mets come, always.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, especially now.
And like, their pitching's struggling.
The beauty of it now is the fact that, they got swept.
Yeah.
And that lead all of a sudden shrunk to next to nothing. So
yeah, well, we mentioned last week they juiced up their record, beating up bad teams like the Phillies did a few weeks earlier.
Dude, the Braves losing to Colorado again
in amazing fashion, historic fashion. That kid put up 15 strikeouts in 6 1/3 innings. And
Holmes.
And they lose 10 to whatever.
It was unbelievable, man.
2 ex-Phillies involved in that, just so you know. Anyel De Los Santos and Jose Ruiz gave up 7 runs.
No, they got destroyed. It was a 2-1. It was 1-0, like till like the 7th inning. Atlanta ties it, and then the Rockies take a 2-1 lead, and then the next inning they just go bananas. Like, that's unbelievable that the Braves are done. Like, they're cooked.
Yeah, we touched on that last week. The Braves are not playing good ball.
No, they're not playing good ball.
And actually, that night I had a friend from Atlanta. He's not in Atlanta, but he's outside Atlanta. He's like, I'm surrounded by Braves fans. He's like, they're done. Like, Brave fans think they're done. The team is just
no juice to it.
Good.
No juice at all.
Good. Keep it that way.
Of course, I'll probably
we don't
come
want
here
them.
and take 2 or 3.
Well, I mean, with that line, I still look at that lineup and go, how come that lineup doesn't hit? Acuna, Riley, Olsen, Ozuna, Michael Harris. Whoever catches can hit.
Yeah.
It is strange. They have big bats in that lineup.
And here you go. For National League runs scored, these are the teams that have scored less runs than the Braves. The Marlins,
Colorado,
Pittsburgh, and Colorado.
I mean,
3 teams have scored.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Was that Johnny Marks?
I don't know.
No, yeah, he just left.
Johnny Marks is here this week.
He snuck into the bathroom and left without
He's
looking.
got the lights out. He's like under the cover of shadows.
Like he left.
Ninja.
Like he left. Yeah, like I watched him kind of go to bed and then leave without, like he was like against the wall, like so the camera wouldn't get him.
Like a cat burglar.
He slunk out.
Yeah, he's a slinker.
Yeah.
Slunker.
He hasn't been in the studio in like 3 weeks. He can't come say hello.
That's my problem. He might be a top 10 weird.
Oh, he's easy power rank. He's top 5 in my world.
It was funny. That's
with Kegel exercises and foot callus shavers.
One of my Monday 5 questions is the weekend 5 was the weirdest person you know, and I think Johnny Marks might be mine.
He might go unanimous.
Unanimous, definitely.
Like
he's top 5.
Like who doesn't say like, hey guy, like just a wave.
Just a wave. Everyone who comes in and out of the door waves to us as they come in.
Right. Like listen,
like we're in a fishbowl.
Like he was running out like we're dying to get him on the show. Like, cuz listen, we're not gonna bother you. Relax.
He didn't want the confrontation. That's why he didn't want to come up here.
He doesn't want to ask us about his Father's Day meal at Olive Garden. I don't know.
His unlimited soup, salad, and breadsticks.
Yeah, or he's remember? I think back in the day he said like on date or something. Was he the guy who go to like the fondue place, the dipping,
the melting pot, the melting pot
fondue place?
That's one of Johnny Marks' spots?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I will say guilty pleasure. It is good, but
the fondue.
Yeah,
I've never been to
I like a fondue
joint.
or a hot pot. They do the hot pot as well.
What's the hot pot?
Well, you cook the meat in the broth. They have a hot broth, and then you get the raw meat, and you cook it right there.
I see. My buddy Boo goes to this place where they cook the meat on the stone, on the rock.
That's
like
nice.
A Korean barbecue.
Korean barbecues
it's
like
like
that.
The stone, and they get the slivers of beef, and he puts them on the stone.
That sounds nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loves that joint.
Yeah, is that place? What's it called? The hibachi place where they do the chopping up stuff?
Hibachi, yeah.
No, but there's a famous one over the bridge, over the Ben Franklin Bridge. I forget.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I haven't been, I know what you're talking about.
I've never been to any of those places.
No, I haven't either. I've never cooked the meat on a rock. No, but who swears by it?
It's good, yeah.
He loves it.
I've done Korean barbecue and those things. I enjoy it. I haven't done the rock, but
Yeah.
I mean, I would do the stone.
The stone. I mean, it sounds good.
Yeah, stone meat.
The hot stone, man. I get it.
Rachel's got new frames on, I think.
He looks good.
Yeah.
It suits him well.
Thank you, appreciate
It
it.
suits him well. Joey's back. Joey was in Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
So go on the mic. Don't just yell out. Go on the mic. Tell us about your trip to Sweden.
What's up, everybody? No, I'm no.
What's everybody? No, great to be here. I'll be here all week.
No.
How was it? It was a skater dedication to Philadelphia.
Yeah, no, they Malmo, the city of Malmo, they rebuilt a little bit of Love Park, and they flew out a couple of like Philly guys, and they had like an event for like the whole Love Park thing, and it was awesome, honestly. And it was
That's so cool, Malamo. That's unbelievable.
It's kind of crazy that they just did all.
What
that.
make them? Do they say why they chose this, or they did it?
I guess it, like ever since like in 2016 when they really like destroyed Love Park, I guess they've been trying to make it like a thing there, like try to rebuild stuff, and like they got the same tiles and everything, same measurements of like the ledges. I mean, it's small.
And you were there to dedicate it, huh?
Yeah, no, it was cool. They were like,
Brought a real Philadelphia celebrity, Joey Moreau. I love it.
yeah, no, they flew out like 10 of us, like Brian Pamianco, Dylan Sourbeer. I don't know if anyone, I mean, people know who they are for like if you watch like sabotage videos, like yeah. But no, it was really fun. It was a really cool event, and the whole thing was awesome. Shout out Gustav. Gustav was like the main guy.
Gustav.
Yeah.
Gustav.
name.
That's
Yeah,
a great name, right?
Yeah.
Gustav.
Yeah.
Who you hanging with? Gustav.
Yeah, I wouldn't even go Gus with that. I wouldn't.
Nah,
Sure,
nah.
that you gotta go Gustav.
Yeah.
But shout out him,
Yeah.
Johnny, and everybody. It was a really awesome event. Like, yeah.
That's cool, man. I love it. Good stuff there, Joey. Nice to have you back, brother. My man. That's cool. Did you see how North Penn lost?
Yes,
That was just on the balk.
it is a balk, right?
Yeah, it was a balk. It was definitely a balk. You got to call it. Now, the bases were loaded, nobody out. So,
It's a tough
chances
situation
are
for
you were
the
going to
ump.
lose anyway.
True.
But, yeah, you had to call it. I mean, it was in front of everybody.
Yeah, but the ump's kind of taking heat.
Nah, I mean, it's like
See if you can find that ball, Frazier.
Like that.
The crossing broad's got it.
That happened. You just have to. I hate to say it, and you hate to lose on that, but it was an obvious balk.
It is,
and it's hard for the kid, man. It's a big situation, tough situation to come in.
In the court of public opinion, though, it's not popular. Be like, how do you call a state game on this? And stuff?
I get it. Believe me, I get it. But like, there's certain things that aren't really judgments. That's not really a judgment call?
No,
either it is or it's not.
Kid was swaying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Either it is or it's not. Like that's the problem. It's shame to lose.
Horrible to lose that way in an important game like that.
We begin our districts tonight.
Oh.
We play Monroe tonight.
Where's that at?
It's in I think our field in Mulligan.
Home field?
Yes. This is the Little League districts.
How's this team coming in?
I don't know anything about them. I don't know anything about them. This is our district, the 11 and 12. Here it is. Do you have it? Yep.
He's got that little twitch.
Yeah.
He does it like twice.
Yeah.
It almost looks like he's gonna fake throw. Like
it's a shame, man. You got to call it. It sucks, but you got to call it.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a tough situation.
I know. Yeah, all around the country, like the 11 and 12s. That's what the Little League World Series in Williamsport's about, right? It's this age group. The last year on the little field, right? This is it, and so this is the road to Williamsport.
Yeah, nice.
You know?
So how many games do you? What is the road? How many games?
So I got to think about it. There's like districts and sectionals, and then states. Like
so is it like a 4-week window? Like when do you think you'll know by it?
Yeah. I mean, it'll go through, middle July, end of July, and then you go and you'll play, and then you play up to the Little League World Series. Mm-hmm. Double elimination.
Dude, that'd be awesome if they get in there.
Nah, they're not. They're not. Yeah, they're not going to do that. It's too. Like, you got to have
PHLY patch on their sleeves.
Oh my God, that would be the greatest. But the problem is that you got these kids, like there's freak kids around, and the freak kids are the pitch, because at that age it's all about pitching. Like we played on our travel team. We had a kid who just threw, he couldn't control it, but he just threw gas. Like he threw gas. Now the kids did a great job. They were patient, and he walked a lot, but like the kid was bringing it.
Right.
And when you're 55 feet, that thing's a rocket coming at you.
Yeah.
So that's the issue, is that when you're facing these kids, right, there's always going to be a 12-year-old with a freak arm that is going to carry their team.
You don't have a freak arm?
No.
Okay.
No freak arms.
Patience
on the squad.
Be patient at the plate.
Yeah, I mean, and it's different because they use different bats. Like in the travel, they use the bats, the bats that got popped.
The combats.
The Little League, you can't use those bats.
What's the differentiating factor?
I don't know, dude.
Because they're all aluminum, right?
Yeah, but they're like
the barrel thickness.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but yeah, there is. It's like a big deal.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, I got for you guys the weekend.
Big night on the mound tonight. Ohtani.
Yes.
Pitching.
Ohtani makes his debut tonight.
Ooh.
They need him. Sasaki. He no timetable. They shut him down again.
I know.
They got arm problems. So
did you see last night? The Giants made that trade.
Yeah. That's another like. There's a lot of weird trades going on.
Oh, for Devers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Devers. I know he's a lefty, and I know he plays third, but I don't know.
He's
Kookaloo.
I mean, yeah. He's like, I'm not playing third. Or I'm not playing outfield. I'm not playing first.
Yeah. No. Yeah. But the Giants made that. Like, that's a big
good
trade
move for the
them.
Giants.
Yeah. I mean, they need Pop bad.
Yes.
Bless you, Joey. They need Pop bad. That was an interesting trade. And it happened. Kyle Harrison was supposed to start for the Giants, and they the trade went down right before they scratched him.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting. That was interesting. He's got a good arm, Kyle Harris.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. I got for you guys the weekend 5.
Oh,
all right?
right.
All right.
So I teased you guys one, which is the weirdest person you know. So I told you Johnny Marks, right?
Yeah.
So who's the weird? Like you hang with a lot of weirdos. I say that lovingly.
Yeah. I mean,
When I say weird, I mean strange in a good way. Like not a bad way.
Yeah. I mean, Jamie's pretty weird.
Yeah, the bro.
Oh, you
I
took
don't
mine.
know.
I don't think he's
the
weird.
Flip flops. I got my buddy. If I go, who's the weirdest? It's not weird in a good way, a bad way. But my buddy Bobcat, he's listening. I'm sure he's listening. Yeah, he's like the lone. He's the lone. He's also called the Bobcat or the lone wolf. He does a lot of alone time. Like, to me, that's weird.
I agree with that.
Like he's isolated a lot. I see him like once or twice a week, and it needs to be more. But yeah,
I know
got you.
Bobcat.
yeah, you've met Bobcat.
Liverpool fan, yeah.
Yeah,
we
that also
bonded
makes
over
him
that a couple
weird.
times, yeah.
Liverpool fan makes him weird.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah, he's one of my best buddies in the world. But
How about you, Andrew?
My roommate Mark. I've known him since high school. He is a 32-year-old man who acts like he's like 70. Like if you can imagine a man who sits back in a recliner chair and has like the little knee blanket, that's him.
what blanket?
Like the knee blanket. You know, like old men who have like, bad knees and they wear like the knee blanket when they
No.
get cold.
I haven't had no elderly men in my world hang out with a knee blanket.
Okay.
My father doesn't have a knee blanket.
I've never. My
I
grandma.
don't know.
I've never seen a knee blanket on dudes.
A knee blanket.
Yeah. I
I've
don't
never
know.
even heard of it.
Frazier
All right.
might be the weirdest guy I know. You know?
You're trained that way.
Yeah.
You are. You
Yeah.
are. All right, let me give you this. The most ridiculous thing you heard this weekend, and it doesn't have to be sports, it could be anything. The most absurd, ridiculous thing, we were joking, but moving Wheeler to the bullpen to me is
That's pretty weird.
that's pretty
That's
ridiculous.
pretty weird, yeah. That's a tough one.
Yeah, man, these are tough. My weekend's a blur. I've been going hard since Friday afternoon.
Where'd you go?
Friday, I got a call from the mayor of Center City, Philadelphia, Fergie's Pub, and we watched Slokey and the Boats play at Cianfrani Park. We did
What are you
that.
seeing Franny?
Yeah.
Seeing Franny.
So we did that. Then I went to Good King. Then I went to Good Dog. Saturday, we walked around the city. I got some Guadalupean street food at El
Ooh.
Mercury at 21st and Chestnut.
Sounds pretty
And then
good.
Saturday, I did a little time at the New Wave with my friends because my birthday Saturday. Saw some friends. At
Oh
the New
yeah,
Wave.
dude! Happy birthday,
Thanks, man.
brother.
Then we did. I
We
saw.
meant to do
Yeah, happy
it on
birthday.
Friday.
Yeah.
Saw a band at Kung Fu Necktie.
Did I punch you 50 times?
No.
55 times?
Yes.
No, you punched Frazier 50 something times. I saw a band called Shy Godwin at the Kung Fu Necktie. They were ridiculously good. Cocktails at Hop Sing, and then Pen and Pencil. And yesterday,
That's a full weekend.
Yeah, how did you
okay.
get this all in, man?
yesterday
That's
took a
lot.
walk for some food on Passyunk Ave, and then saw
What'd you get?
Lords of Acid last night at the Underground Arts,
No,
which was insane.
dude, you are out.
Insane.
I respect that.
So yeah, I'm
What'd you get? What did you get at Passyunk?
I'm gonna show it later on.
Oh yeah,
I think we got something coming on. Are we doing a best of the worst?
yeah,
Yeah. I'll take a best of
It's coming up next. I'm gonna get. Well, we'll skip to it because I think you guys are struggling with the most ridiculous thing. I'm gonna give you this one, and then we'll do best and worst. This one is you get 4 wishes for each of the 4 teams.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Yes.
So you get 4 genie wishes.
4 genie wishes.
All right.
Yes.
Each of the teams.
Should
get
we
a
go
wish.
back and forth? Sixers
Yes,
and the Flyers, and
exactly.
we'll just go
So
that
I'll
way?
start with the Flyers.
I wish Zavragan would be great and come here next season.
That's a great wish.
Playoff run next year. I just want to get to the playoffs.
Yeah, it might be the year after, but all right, I got you. Sixers.
VJ Edcombe is the next coming
You're gonna
of
wish for
Michael
VJ?
Jordan. That's a great wish. That's a great
You're
wish.
gonna- Well, but VJ Edgecomb's not Michael Jordan. I mean, well, you know
But
what I'm
my
saying.
genie will make it.
Yeah.
Just find a way to get rid of Embiid.
Really?
Yeah, just find a way.
All right. All right. All right, Phils. What is your genie wish for the Phillies?
I would like to find a way to keep prospects, the top 3 prospects, and get Eugenio Suarez here for the playoff run.
Listen, you know what? He may be suspended for PEDs at some point soon.
I just need him for the rest of the year.
But as long as he doesn't go the route of Alvarado right now, I think he's good. He's got like 26 home runs.
Does he?
Like 20 home runs. Look it up. He's got a lot of home runs.
Yeah, he's slow. He starts slow every year, and then he comes on fire.
Not this year. This year he's popping the ball.
For me, health-wise, for Harper and for Nola, just hopefully there's nothing going on long-term so we can keep them healthy, and then we can put Wheeler into the bullpen.
Yeah, Suarez got 21 dingers.
21 home runs.
Yeah.
Think about that. 21 home runs. That's amazing already.
If we could get him without giving up Crawford or Painter, I'd be happy.
All right. And then finally, let's go Birds.
Just keep our receivers healthy this year.
That's a great wish.
Keep them healthy.
Because the only thing that could truly derail the Eagles is an A.J. Brown or Barkley.
If Dotson's like one of your top 2 receivers, that's going to make it tougher on Barkley.
Yeah, I'm with you. How about you, Andrew?
My wish is these defensive rookies stand out, lights out, be dominant this upcoming season.
All right. You know, it's going to be Jihad's going to be a minute. Like, you're not going to get him till probably, my guess is like Cooper last year.
Yeah.
After the first 4 games. All right. And finally, the best and the worst of the weekend. So what was your
So I got a tie. So I have to have one personal one, but you can't not talk about Spawn Ranch's putt yesterday.
Yeah.
Holy crap. And there's an alternate angle of it that really shows you how crazy this putt was. And I think Andrew's
That was wild. That putt was unbelievable.
longest putt of the tournament.
Since that to win it.
Yeah.
I mean, that was amazing.
Yeah. But then
the only one under par for the week.
Unreal. Unbelievable. And then I go personal. My Passyunk Ave had to treat myself on Sunday for Father's Day, dog dad. I had to go down and get a little of the best ice cream in the Delaware Valley. A little Milk John.
Yeah.
Cookies and cream cone. So yeah, that was the walk down the avenue yesterday.
The Milk John cone. That's an awesome.
Oh, they make the cones in-house.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Now, I'm not a big fan of that cone.
You don't like the waffle cone?
No.
The waffle?
No.
Ooh, theirs is nice too because it's not too crisp. Sometimes they're too crispy. It's like really like nice and flaky.
So you like the sugar cone?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm not a big cone guy.
You rather go bowl
Yes.
or cup?
I'd rather go cup than because I think you taste the ice cream more. On a more delicate ice cream, I think you got to go with the cup.
All right.
Takes away
because
from
it's getting up in the power rankings of weird.
It takes away from the quality of the ice cream.
It complements it.
No, if you have a quality ice cream, why would you infuse another taste to it?
Do they not have cones in Italy? Is that where this stems from?
In his defense,
well, they don't. It's gelato. It's a cup.
They don't put gelatos in cones. See, this is where it all stems
in his
from.
defense, I'm going to go drip factor. In the cone, you get the drip factor.
That's
It gets
half the
down the
fun.
arm. You got to put a napkin. You got to do something.
That's
in
half
the
the
bowl,
fun.
But the whole point is
you don't have to worry about that.
If you get some listen, on a normal ice cream, all right. But if you got quality ice cream, like one of these, like that place makes
It's
its own ice cream,
ridiculous. Yes.
right? Why would you want to tarnish that with another taste? Let the taste
because
flow.
it's not like I taste the cone every time I taste the ice cream. I'm licking the ice cream
Yeah, but you still eat the
without
cone.
tasting the cone.
But you
There
still
are
ta-
moments.
but
Yeah,
you
and then I
still
say,
taste the
ooh,
cone.
I could take a piece of cone with it and compliment
Yeah,
it
but
right
the cone,
now.
The cone's no good.
The end of the cone, though, is one of the best things.
It-
The
it-
bottom part.
No, dude, that's in the sugar cone.
Yeah.
With soft ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
That's the greatest thing in the world. They should sell just the bottom of the cone with the short with the soft ice cream.
I think Trader Joe's actually has that item.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I always thought the same thing. Like I would make sure you push the ice cream down.
Oh, yeah. You have to.
So this way you pack the cone.
Got to push.
Yeah.
Randy Ruber says in the check, Cuz wants to eat ice cream out of a pair of game-worn cleats. Sammy from UK's right, too. Oh, I do like waffles and ice cream at the beach. Only at the boardwalk where I do the waffles and ice cream. Don't do that walk. It's great you get a little...
Waffles and ice cream is an awesome thing.
Yeah.
But again, that's for your generic ice cream, not your...
I could see that. Yeah, because you can't have just the ice cream. But the cone, you can have just the ice cream all you want.
Again, it's the same philosophy. You agree with me.
You guys are nuts.
All right. What's your best of the weekend?
So I have two like him. The one was, so there was a rain delay during the U.S. Open yesterday, and they showed highlights of the 2008 U.S. Open of Tiger Woods.
I saw it. Yeah.
And just watching him in his prime time, crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy how he just lived. Crazy how
The
he
best
was
is
that.
they still from the club.
Oh, yeah.
Like he was the ultimate competitor. Tiger.
Oh, man, yeah.
Yeah.
Lights out.
Yeah.
And then personal for me was I got to spend the weekend with my nephew, my 3-year-old
Oh,
nephew. So,
nice. Beautiful.
yeah, I loved it. It was good. We had a milkshake party and good time.
Ah, that's beautiful.
I liked on Twitter, they were like, dads everywhere waking up from their Sunday nap thinking Tigers winning the U.S. Open.
It was my father.
Yeah.
My father flew up, right? Because we had my nephew's high school graduation Saturday, Joseph. So I'm cooking dinner yesterday, and he's Tiger, man. Wow, he's amazing. I go, Dad, that's not Tiger's cooked. I go, what do you mean? Look. I go, Dad, it's 2009. I go, that's Tigers from 09. It was funny.
Great.
Yeah.
How about you? It was the best of your weekend. You had Father's Day weekend and stuff. What's the best?
Yeah, it was pretty much. Probably the graduation was nice. The whole family was together.
Yeah.
So that
You guys go out for dinner
I
afterwards?
always love that. No, we had Primo Trey and
nice.
all the kids were over. Like we had tent back in the back, my sister's backyard.
Nice.
So it was like a nice, family kind of deal.
Yeah, nice.
And then yesterday was nice and chill.
Cool.
I made gavadils.
You cooked on Father's Day?
Yeah, because I originally was going to I do the crab and spaghetti.
Mm-hmm.
So I was originally going to do crab and spaghetti. I couldn't find crabs.
What? There's a shortage of crabs?
Couldn't find crabs.
No, I couldn't find it. I went to this one place in Jersey near me, and they didn't have them.
That's strange.
They said they had them, but it was like you got to come back at 5 o'clock. I'm like, I'm not coming back at 5 o'clock. I need to cook the gravy. So I ex-nayed the crabs, and then I went to the stand and got the Jersey tomatoes.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
And then I made like a fresh marinara with cavatelli.
Oh,
I got to check the crime blotter because they've been stealing a lot of food. Let's see if there was in a crab heist.
Could have been
lately.
a big crab
They've been
heist.
stealing a
crab
bunch
flu.
of meat and stuff.
Yeah, I know. It could have been a big deal. Worst of the weekend. What was your worst, Andrew?
This weather, man, it was just, you couldn't do anything. You wanted to do anything outside, forget about it. It was just terrible. Pouring.
Yeah, the weather sucks.
It's going to be all week.
Didn't hurt him.
apparently.
He was out all weekend.
Well, you got to trudge on, man. They got on.
What was your worst?
My worst was last night. I did not have dinner. I had ice cream before I went to the Lord's Acid show, and I'm at Underground Arts, like 11th, 12th, and Callow Hill. There's no more late night Chinatown.
No.
You can't
I
get
know.
food at like midnight, 11:30 in Chinatown really anymore.
What about, there was one joint at David's.
Nah, I don't.
David's was used to be
I
open.
don't even know. Is that still even open? Because I drove by there the other day. It looked pretty closed down.
David's is closed?
It looked pretty closed down. I don't know. But I could not
I
find.
used to love going to David's till
Yeah,
2
I
or
pulled
3 in
open the
morning.
phone. I was like, let's go get some
My
Chinese
cousin and I,
food.
we go, let's do
Yeah,
Chinese.
you go
Everybody,
there
you know
like
what's
4
why?
in the morning.
We always would do steaks, right? Instead of cheesesteaks, like, yo, dude, let's do Chinatown.
Yes. Yeah. Could not find any China, so I had to go back to the neighborhood and just get a salad.
Really?
Oh,
A salad
late
after a
night.
concert?
I know.
Ugh,
I
late
know.
night
that's,
salad.
That's terrible.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
That's a
Luckily, the pagan
the salad is pregame because
the pagan cooked me up my favorite.
keeps you light.
My favorite cake's the pineapple upside down cake, so I also grubbed on some of that when I got home.
Oh,
last
that's
night.
cool.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. All right. Let's take care of some business. We'll talk to the brain. We got Devon coming up. We got Jimmy Steaks coming up. So we'll have some fun with that. Let's talk about Parks Casino. Let's talk about the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. They got it all. We got Phillies tonight in Florida, in Miami. So, and we got Indiana, OKC. And I don't know how Indiana lost Friday night. They had all the momentum in the world. They were dominating that basketball game up until the end. And SGA, 15 points in the last 5 minutes of the game. And OKC wins, evens the series. Indiana could have won the title, right? If you finish that game,
yes,
you're going to win the title. So what do we got? What's the line tonight on the BetParks app? It's probably, I think I saw 9.5.
9.5?
Yeah, it's high. I'm pretty sure. So you can check out the BetParks. They have all the baseball, basketball, hockey. The hockey was great. Man, that Florida's nasty. They're just nasty.
The Marchand goal's ridiculous.
Oh, my God. Ridiculous is right.
NBA.
What do we got?
Pacers plus 9.5.
It's 9.5. Yeah, that's a lot. Wow. I still like Indiana.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I like Indiana.
Take the 9.5.
We'll see what the brain has to say, but there you go.
Phils are minus 124 tonight.
Who's going? Suarez? Or Sanchez?
I don't know.
All right. No. The kid's going.
Oh, yeah. Abel's going tonight.
Yeah.
But it's against, is it Alcantara?
Yes.
He stinks this
year. Yeah, he's getting rocked.
Yeah.
Anyway, check out the BetParks Sportsbook online casino app. The BetParks app. And don't forget the casino. You get up to $1,000 casino bonus back. If you're down in your first 24 hours, you got to be in betparks.com has all the details. And you have all the fun, like all that, live dealer blackjack and roulette and craps, all the hot slots. Did you play any slots this weekend?
I did not get in any slots this weekend.
Yeah. All his slots that he loves.
Goonies.
Check it out. Hey, you guys. Goonies. Check it all out. You got to be 21. You got to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, let's talk about Ace Hardware, because if you got problems in the house, they got you covered. Got an outlet that you said you'd fix last summer? Ace Hardware Home Services, they got a person for that, because now they're not just the helpful hardware folks. They're also the helpful home service and repair folks. From plumbing to heating and cooling, they've got trusted pros to keep your house humming all year long. Ace Hardware Home Services, they're bringing helpful home. The helpful you love from their stores now to your front door, from Philly all the way down to the Jersey Shore. And, Ace Hardware, what do they bring? They bring people, experience. They're local plumbers and techs that handle everything from repairs and seasonal maintenance to installation to upgrades. They bring understanding. They listen to your goals. They make sure you're satisfied at the end. And they bring helpful, man, so you can spend more of your time on projects that really matter to you. They give you a service you can trust and satisfaction guaranteed. Ace Hardware Home Services are local. Their teams live and serve in your community, and they're dedicated to keeping their neighbors comfortable in their home. So visit Ace Hardware Home Services online at acehardwarehomeservices.com. Get started on your next home repair project.
All right. There you go. Now brought to us by, of course, the Brain Parks Casino. If you look at it, Andrew, 9:30 and 10:25, you have the casino. We already did the sportsbook.
Oh, okay. I'll print you out a new one.
Yeah.
Can I also add one thing?
Yeah, buddy.
It's Spirit Week here at PHLY. It's going to be an awesome week. All the shows, Anthony Gargano's show, John Mark's show, all of our beach shows, we're going to be celebrating Spirit Week here. We got a lot of fun things going on this week. We have mystery guests tomorrow. We're going to be doing a musical chairs day on Wednesday. This is all brought to us by Big Brothers and Big Sisters. So
nice.
We are proud partners with Big Brothers and Big Sisters. We're doing a huge fundraiser for them right now. We're trying to collect $10,000. So if you're feeling generous, if you're feeling nice, if you want to participate, please donate anything. You can donate $1 to $10 to whatever you want to do. All the proceeds are going to go to Big Brothers and Big Sisters. Great organization for kids out there. So please, please, please enjoy the week, enjoy the spirit, and let's have some fun.
Yeah.
Love it. Very good. Well said, Andrew. All right, let's get up to the brain.
Brain.
Red the Brain Finder.
Good morning, Brain. How are you, buddy?
Good. Although, Anthony, before we start, I don't know if you touched on this or not. I know it's not a Philadelphia-based thing, but I have to go on a mini rant because I was so disgusted by a move I saw made by a big market baseball team last night that absolutely, if I was a fan of this team, I would
Devers?
absolutely like revoke their citizenship or whatever you want to say. I would never, ever like this team again. What the Red Sox did to me was, I don't even have words for it. They gave away, by the way, in today's day and age, I think it's harder to find good hitting than good pitching. The way these guys now all throw 100 miles an hour, I think finding a good hitter is so much harder than finding a good pitcher. So much harder. And to give away a guy who's 27 years old in his prime, was arguably the best, second best hitter in the sport in the American League after Judge, is I just don't even have words for the contempt I have that a big market team like that gives away their best player for not even a bowling ball. I think it's disgusting. They did it with
my only
with,
defense
Mookie
to them
Betts.
is that he's a handful.
Anthony, everyone's a handful. These are pro athletes. That's not hockey.
He's a major handful. I hear you. I'm not really arguing with you. I'm just giving you from their perspective.
He produces.
What's that?
He produces. He is the second best hitter in the league. I just don't know how you give that up and just say, okay, no big deal. Although they get traded Chris Sale for the same thing. I guess this is an organization. They traded Mookie Betts for the same thing. This is an organization. It's now giving away Chris Sale, Mookie Betts, and Rafael Devers for nothing because they want to save money. I absolutely find their organization to be the worst of it. As much as I criticize other organizations, the Red Sox have no excuse.
Yeah.
They make zillions and they just want to make even more zillions. I think it's awful.
Yeah.
You know what this sounds
I really
like?
do.
You know what this sounds like to me?
Get that off my chest.
This sounds like a guy holding a Red Sox World Series ticket.
Oh, yeah.
Actually,
well,
do. That actually is accurate.
He bet him $1 million.
That actually is accurate.
I
That would not be a lie. That would not be a lie. And I have a big one on them. And they weren't going to win it with or without him.
I know.
It was. So I've been watching this team very, very closely all year, and they have the best young players. Look, it just, to me, and I don't understand how a big market team gives away Sale, Betts, and Devers for nothing. And I happen to know a million Red Sox fans. They all would bitch to me about their ownership, worst ownership in the history of sports. And this is the first time I've gotten on board with them, really followed them. And I'm like, they kept saying they're the worst ownership. They no ownership dumps on their fans more than the Red Sox. And when I saw this move, they just won 6 in a row. I don't. It would be like the Phillies if they just traded Bryce Harper tomorrow because they were bored. I just don't understand it. Look, Andy, you could say that he was a problem, and you obviously have way more context than me. I don't pretend to know.
I mean, obviously, the way the trade happened so quickly and the way it materialized, I mean, there was something that went on. Listen.
Well, they asked him to play first base. They asked him to play first base.
Yeah, it's a first base thing.
Here's my issue, right? It's Boston. So I'm kind of happy. Right? Like, I'm happy
well,
because I hate Boston, right? So,
I hate Boston too, although the Red Sox were the one Boston team I didn't hate.
I hated them.
But my point,
they won, oh, God, everybody was a Red Sox fan. Oh, the Sox. That Damon, the other one, Sox. The hell out of here.
You're cheering me up, Anthony. You're cheering me up.
So I hate them. So I'm like, good, get rid of them.
But you see what I'm saying about a big market team doing that?
No, you're right.
A big market
team
gives away Sale, gives away Betts, gives away. This is not the Pittsburgh Pirates getting rid of Barry Bonds and Bobby Bonilla.
Like, to me, that was the one that was completely outrageous. Because Mookie Betts is just a star.
Oh, he's a generational player.
Yeah.
They didn't want to pay him.
Yeah.
And now they didn't want to. I mean, it's like, to me, it's just when a big market team does that, I find it absolutely.
Yeah, reprehensible.
I'm glad I'm not a Red Sox fan. Anyway, I had to just say that. I appreciate you listening.
Brain. They've traded Devers, Betts, and Sale, and for those 3 players in return, they've gotten Jordan Hicks, Kyle Harrison, James Tibbs, Jose Bello, Jeter Downs, Alex Verdugo, Connor Wong, and Vaughn Grissom.
Oh my God, Connor!
Well, if a newborn infant, or the first day was to do a trade, it would have been better than that. because you couldn't do if you tried to do that.
Yeah.
It'd be missing a 1-inch putt. You couldn't do it. You couldn't do worse than what they've done.
Speaking of putts,
But again,
wow.
I find it just I don't like it when you represent a city and you're the ownership of that team and you just don't care about the fan base. I can't stand that.
Your vitriol. I do. I agree with
I'm a
you.
fan. At the end of the day, I'm a fan, and I don't like it when your ownership doesn't protect you.
I agree. I agree with you. Speaking of putts, though, how about that putt yesterday? My God.
That was a good one for me, Anthony. That putt was actually a good one for me.
Oh yeah, good.
I live bet Spawn. Yeah, that was actually. I mean, I needed him to win, but that was incredible. That was the best winning putt ever, right? There hasn't been a putt like that. I remember.
Not like that. That was insane.
Yeah, I mean, it was just look. That's why the U.S. Open is like it's like the Stanley Cup playoffs, right? It's like it is so hard to win. It is so challenging, so mental. Like it's and who would have thought he was going to win before the rain, after the rain, right? Before like he bogeyed the first like 4 holes or whatever it was. But man, in the U.S. Open, those leads can evaporate so fast.
I know. I mean, listen,
so fast. It's almost like a basketball game.
If Scheffler had made a couple putts, he would have been right there.
Yes. 100%. 100%. He just couldn't. You know, so it shows you how good he is, though. Like when he plays, you want to say almost as bad as he can play, he still comes in like 6th place.
I know. It's insane.
He's unbelievable. But it was exciting. I enjoyed watching.
I like the Open. I like the British Open. Did you watch
them not give relief?
Yeah.
Did you watch them not give relief to Sam Burns? Did you see that?
Yes.
Anthony, that really upset me, and I'm rooting for the other guy, but they're like, I'm not a golf expert, but they were giving relief all day, Anthony, and like he had a puddle, like, and they showed him like swinging. It looked like he was Michael Phelps jumping into the pool. Yeah. Okay, and they're like, he's like, all right, do I get relief? And they're like, of course they're going to give it to him. They didn't. Then he asked for a second opinion. He's like, are you kidding me? And they didn't give him this relief. And then he shanked the shot because you couldn't hit the ball out of the water. And I'm like, man, on the 70th hole,
I agree with you.
You do this to a guy, it's awful.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you.
I mean,
no, I'm with you. I'm with you in a big
way. But I enjoyed watching it.
How was your Father's Day?
It was good. It was good. We're supposed to go to Boston. Unfortunately, the missus not feeling great, weren't able to go. But always enjoyed my Father's Day. Spoke to my dad, and he's doing great. And so yeah, no, it was a good day as always. Hope yours was great as well.
You were going to go to Boston, huh?
He's got a word.
So I was going to go to Boston, to visit my daughter. No, my daughter's in an internship there, but Victoria's isn't doing great, so we weren't able to go. But maybe we'll be able to go later in the week, hopefully. But I was just my daughter has an internship in Boston, so I was looking forward to seeing her. But yeah.
So that's cool.
We're out in Boston right now.
Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. All right.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about the finals in each sport. We'll start with the NBA, which is tonight. And you and I talked about it on Saturday on my Fox show because he's a regular on my Fox show.
All right.
Bray and I all week we're chatting, and brother, I keep going back to it. They had that game won. Like it's pretty amazing. Like
it is pretty amazing.
Obi Toppin's going bananas. They just needed Siakam or Turner, somebody else down the stretch. Like where's Siakam? Everybody gets on Halliburton. Nobody gets on Siakam. Why?
Yeah, I don't look. It was that one. It was 103-102 with 2 minutes to go, and I'm rooting for OKC. Full disclosure, I'm rooting for OKC. Not really any other reason. I just am. I mean, it isn't like I don't have any big bets or something like that. But I'm just rooting for them. And what's his name? SGA, way more than like Jordan against Byron Russell back in the day. Really pushed off Neesmith. I mean, like noticeably pushed him back 5 yards and made that shot and put him up 104, 103. And I thought that was a bad. And I've been reading a lot of stuff people want. I don't like to complain about referees' calls. I think those things usually even out. But I thought that a big spot, 103, 102 with 2 minutes to go.
Yeah.
I thought that was a pretty blatant offensive foul.
I thought it was complete.
I'm not going to say what it made. You never know, because you never know how the game's going to go, Anthony. If you call an offensive foul there, you never know. I'm one of those people that feels like if you leave your house 8 seconds later, 8 seconds earlier, what would have happened may not have happened. So to me, because they didn't score in the next possession doesn't mean they wouldn't have scored if they called an offensive foul, because they would have inbounded the ball 5 seconds earlier or 5 seconds later. Everything could have been different. That's how I see life. Not that I'm right, not that I'm wrong, but I thought that was a huge
subscribe to the
non-call.
sliding doors.
Exactly. I do. I really do. I actually really, like, no joke. I really do. And to me, but that was a big non-call. And but again, SGA got it done. And then look, they missed some free throws at the end. You can't lose that game. But then again, let's be fair. Game 1 was the same kind of thing in a different way, right? Game 1 and game 4 kind of even out. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
When you're the worst team, you got to win them both.
Yeah.
Are they even the worst team? That's the crazy part about it.
Yeah.
You've now seen 4 games. You say to yourself, if you didn't know one team was an 8-1 favorite to win, let's be fair, guys. You didn't know. You came in from a cave. You'd never watched a basketball game. You watched all 4 of these games. If I told you one of these teams was an 8-1 favorite, and I go, which is that team? You'd probably be like, I don't know. Right? They kind of look pretty close.
Listen, the way Indiana defends SGA, like, I know he went off in the last 5 minutes, but a lot of that was foul shots and the whole thing. They have defended him so well, blitzing him, double, triple teaming him.
Yeah.
And here's why I'm sure you like Indiana tonight, because I just think it's way
you can't
too many points.
Take OKC.
Because here's the thing. All right, Jalen Williams went nuts. Is he going to go nuts again? Like, who from OKC is going to give you the scoring when they clamp down on SGA again?
Yeah, look, Indiana is just, I think, Anthony, it's more to, look, 2 things. Indiana, I think, clearly has been underrated. And OKC, despite their stats showing they were an all-time team, clearly are not an all-time team.
No.
Clearly. Like, if anyone wants to say that to me, I won't even listen to you. I'll tune you out. I'll hit the mute button, because this is not like one of those teams like the Warriors teams or the Lakers teams or the Bulls teams or it's a really good team, but it's not a historically good team that's like, oh, this team's unbeatable, because they've been stood toe-to-toe by both Denver now and Indiana, and those are not historically great teams.
Agreed.
So I think it's a combination of OKC being a little overrated, Indiana being a little underrated, and we have a series that can truly go either way. I don't think it's over, by the way. I think OKC is going to win, but you can't tell me these games can't be tight. I absolutely think they will be.
Yeah, no, Indiana can win the game. Indiana can go down there and win the game.
I think absolutely they can.
The key for Indiana is who's going to get hot tonight. Like each
they had Mathurin in
game
3, which was shoot,
right? Like Mathurin got hot the one game.
Yeah,
even in last game, Obi Toppin went bananas. He went bananas in 2 games. So like you got to pick who's the guy, because somebody on that team's going to go off tonight.
Well, it's funny, and you said, Anthony, why can't it be Siakam just like do it for 4 quarters? That would really help, because he just hasn't been able to do that. But as I said, listen,
Miles Turner needs
has
to go
been
off.
able to.
Miles Turner needs to have a game.
Oh, I don't trust him. When we get to our picks,
he needs to
I'm
have
going
a
to be
game,
fading him.
For that.
He hasn't, and there's a guy who's going to get paid $1 zillion in the offseason. And I recognize his value. I do. He hits. He's a good defensive player who could shoot from the perimeter. I get it, but he's like one of those guys. Sometimes he feels like you're just drinking water. He's just there. There's no taste.
Yeah.
You see him out, and you're like, he's not really influencing the game. But I don't know. We will see. But I only can lean Indiana, guys. I mean, that's, to me, again, OKC is certainly good enough to win any game by double digits. We've seen that. They beat Minnesota by 40 multiple times. They certainly can. But Indiana, and they did lose that game to, remember, Anthony and VG, they lost game 3 to the Cavs by 40 at home. Anything can happen. It's one game. But if you just go by the totality of everything, I don't know how you lay 9.5 here. I just don't know how you do it.
Meanwhile, the Oil backs against the wall.
Yeah, that one hurt me.
To try to close it out. They look nasty, man.
Yeah, I had a serious bet on Edmonton. I laid like $1.10. I cried uncle, and I live bet the Panthers in the series. I laid like -220. I locked in a loss. They just look like they're the better team. I'm through 5 games. You say to yourself, there have been 3 50-50s, and there have been 2 games where one team really deserved to win. And they are just that team, man. They are
Marchand.
their team you hate to go against. getting Marshawn to me changed their entire. I mean that. I mean the guy's still great. He's just the most annoying player.
You're right. He's dominated the series. What's he got? Like 6 goals, 7 goals? Like,
yeah. And you know what's great about him, Anthony? It didn't even cost much, right?
No.
He's 37 years old. It didn't even cost much, and he was more effective than anyone brought at the deadline. And he's just one of those guys. Claude Lemieux back in the day. I mean, one of those guys you just want him on better than him, but one of those guys you just want on your team.
Tooch called him Dale Hunter.
And when he's on your team, you truly appreciate how good he is.
Yeah, Tooch called him Dale Hunter.
They're tough.
Yeah. Dale
Hunter's. It's funny. Growing up, those were the guys. Dale Hunter. Yeah. Dale Hunter.
All right, let's. Where do we stand in the battle?
I'm at 53 and 47. I was 3-0 on Friday. Woo-hoo.
Nice.
Yeah, it's funny. Good way for both of us. We both went 3-0, 95 and 80. So we both did the same.
You're 95
and 80. Listen, we had a nice
6-0
combo.
Games over 500. Wow,
pretty good.
You guys,
but he's doing just as good.
He just blew you away.
He's doing just percentage-wise. He's doing just as good.
He is at 175.
He's got 95 and 80.
Yeah, let's see what that brings out the players percentage-wise.
Brain does give more bets.
It doesn't matter. Like, you still go by percentage.
Yeah.
And the Brain, he's 15 games over 500.
All right, Brain's at 54.2%. I'm at 53%.
Really?
Yeah, percentage-wise.
Oh, all right.
I'm right there, man.
Yeah.
You're doing great, VJ. You're doing great.
Yeah, but Brain at 95 wins is impressive. All right. Let's go. Let's
volume.
Let's
I got 3 for today. It was a tough day
you
for
only
me to
got
find
3?
stuff. How did you get? I only had 3, and trust me, I searched to get those 3. It wasn't even. It was.
All right.
Oh yeah, these were not even easy for me.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. What you got there, VG?
Well, I'm going to start off with I love fading those Dodgers. Give me the Padres and Dylan Cease plus 132. Otani's first game back, might not have what he's usually got.
I like that. Plus, he's not going to go long.
Yeah.
All right, Brain.
Well, I got to start off. I always like it's on Parks every single day, guys, and I love it. They have the Parks game combo, and I just like doing it. It's like, I don't know. It's like I get enjoyment. It is what it is. And I'm going to go, listen, Alcantara, as VG said, has just kind of been like bad. His ERA is over 7. And it's like, at some point you say, all right, maybe this isn't the same Cy Young, Sandy Alcantara we saw 2 years ago. Let's take the Phillies, right? And let's take over 8.5 runs. You're getting about almost 2-1 plus 195. That'll be my Parks combo play.
I love the
you guys have a real chance
combo.
Because I do think the Phillies can score runs off Alcantara, and the Phillies should win the game. Getting 2-1, why not? Let's do it. My first official bet, though, I'm going to go under 5 runs. Pepiot, who's been terrific like all year. He's been great against Zach Eflin. Do not think 6 runs will be scored there. I really, really don't. 5-inning line. I really think that number should be closer to 4, not 5. Took under 5, Tampa Bay versus Baltimore.
We always sniff around the same places. I'm taking Eflin and the Orioles plus 104 against the Rays.
All right.
Oh, they've been playing good, Baltimore. They've actually been. I mean, I'm not going to lose my runner bet, but they've been playing really. They've actually been improved. And they've actually played better these last like 15 games, or so they're probably like 9 and 6.
You guys have definitely Laureano?
No.
He's a
Laureano.
Bad,
yeah.
And he's hitting the ball well this year. I mean, he's been around forever.
Yeah, maybe that's the guy. Yeah.
Could play center.
That's all you're probably going to get. Again, you're not going to get Devers, right? Well, not that they were going to get him anyway, but I'm saying you're not going to get some big star hitter. That's probably the kind of guys you're going to be looking at, right? For the Phillies' point of view.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, next, I'm going to take fresh off the DL. I like this one. Fresh off the DL. We're going to take Logan Gilbert laying a half run against Lucas Giolito. Giolito has given up like 50 hits in 35 innings.
So good.
I think Gilbert's the best second. Well, Scooble's the best, but then you have Hunter Brown, Logan Gilbert. There's a short list of people that have been, the guy I'd take second. Logan Gilbert's on that list. I'll lay a half run against a Red Sox team that just traded away
he hates the Red
best
Sox.
hitter by a zillion.
And to your point,
emotionally,
they have a lot of strikeouts in that lineup.
They do, and then plus you have the long flight from Boston to Seattle. First day. Let's call that one 4-0 N5.
I like it.
I'm going World Cup Club, so pay attention, soccer fans.
There we go. I was hoping.
Oh, then now this is going to win.
I'm going.
You're undefeated in the Club World Cup.
I haven't so far.
Yeah,
Who'd you take? They won 10-0, right?
No, that was a qualifier, but I had PSG this weekend. They won 4-0.
Bayern did win.
Bayern.
He never loses in soccer.
So we're going Chelsea
Never
over
loses in soccer.
2.5 goals against Los Angeles Football Club.
There you go.
I love that.
LAFC.
VG,
Yeah,
what kind of hat is that?
They may score 6.
I like it.
Chelsea.
I like it.
VG, what hat is that?
It's just like a Hurley, like a surf company, skateboard company thing.
You know what's funny?
I actually like the color combination.
It's a great color combination. Hurley, I always thought was Bobby Hurley, Danny Hurley.
Oh yeah, I would like that. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is one of those summer hats where it's like dry wick or whatever. It's nice.
I like the colors, man. I like those colors. Kind of like a little bit like what the Kraken or the Mariners a little
Yeah,
bit.
a little bit like
looks
Mariners,
cool.
yeah, a little Mariner action.
You got any more, Brandon?
I'm gonna go. Look, what's that?
You got one more?
Yeah, I got one more. I'm gonna go Miles Turner. I debated guys between going under 14.5 versus under 1.5 threes. I'm going to go under 1.5 threes for the official bet. He's 14-5 to the under in these playoffs. 14-5 to the under. Now, again, the 14.5 is every bit as good. I'm just flipping a coin there, to be honest. But and now I'm sure I'll have 2 threes and 9 points tomorrow, and I'll be like, what did I do? But I'll go Miles Turner under 1.5 threes.
All right, and I'm going right here. World Cup Club, Lincoln Financial Field. Flamengo RJ versus Esperance Tunis.
You like flamenco?
I'm going Flamengo to win and both teams to score.
Flamenco.
First of all,
There's a G in there, man.
Yeah.
Flamengo.
I know, but I think it's
can't
pronounced.
you seriously? Have you lost one soccer game in the last 50?
I've been pretty lucky with soccer.
It seems like out of those
I
53
know
wins,
nothing
50 are in
about soccer,
soccer.
but I get
you
lucky
never
with
lose.
these.
Hey, bust my stones over
You never
soccer, but
lose.
he's the soccer man here.
So Flamengo to win, both teams to score, plus 245.
Flamengo to win,
Just
both
wait,
teams to
just
score.
Parks. You know, you got to look, VG. If Parks has like a combo thing like the baseball, you should give up the Parks soccer
Yeah.
combo of the day.
Yeah,
That's what you should start doing.
yeah, he's right.
I'm not joking.
He's right.
All right.
I'm being
I'll
serious.
dig it a little bit.
I'll tell you, you
The
should
people
lay-
wanna win.
You should lay multiple goals. Flamengo's good. Like they're gonna win. Like they're gonna.
Yeah,
like,
it was they're minus 245 to win. That's not a fun bet for
no,
people
but
to make.
you gotta go team total because they'll score 3-4 goals.
I like what I'm doing right
All
now.
right.
You know, wait, guys. I'm switching my thing. I'm going to go under 14.5 Miles Turner because you know what? Even if he gets 2 threes, I still don't think he's going to get 15 points. I'm switching it to under 14.5.
All right.
I'm switching it.
Yeah, all
Now,
right.
when he has
Hate
15
Miles
points
Turner.
and 1 3, you guys can laugh at me. But I'm going under 14.5. That's my official
Brain,
bet.
have you seen the kids? I mean, they're kids. They're probably like early 20s who are betting Angel Reese to miss her first shot of the game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Anthony,
Have you seen these
remember
kids?
Anthony on Saturday? Yeah, I watched it again last night. They're going crazy. They're betting $10,000 on it.
They're 7-3.
If
Andrew's
you
got a
see it,
quick
they're betting
video
10
of it.
grand.
Mama, big mama. Here we go, Angel. Come on, baby, come on. Oh my God. Oh my God. Here it is. Miss.
They got a brick on the table. He's holding a brick.
Big Mama.
The Titanic music in the background is great. Sing.
Yeah, the
That's
Titanic music in the background.
unbelievable.
Exactly.
How does that become a thing?
I don't know.
How do they start betting that?
I think she's done it now 10 or 11 in a row, right?
They've done it 10 times. They're 7-3 on it.
Wow.
Oh, she's won a few. I didn't even know. I thought it was 10 and 0. All right.
no. I
That
think
takes
I
away
read
some
it
of the
instead
fun
of
for me. All right.
Who offers? I didn't know they would offer that.
I don't know. I mean, I don't pretend to know, but that did make me laugh, VG. I was watching that last night, and again, I don't know. It's pretty funny to me or whatnot.
You're,
but,
you're betting WNBA.
Just on the first shot. That's it.
That's crazy. You don't handicap that, do you?
Again, VG tomorrow. The Parks. I went to Park Soccer combo, man. I'm
Yeah,
not joking. You seem to win
work
every
on it.
one. I'm
Yeah.
not being funny.
You don't handicap
seems like you win
WNBA, do
every
you,
one.
Brain?
No. That's now. It's funny. I know guys who do, and when they give me stuff, I'll follow them based on. I don't follow it It's not in my bandwidth, but people I know who do, and they win. So look, I'm sure it's anything else. If you just concentrate on that, I'm sure you could probably be good at it. But you have to just, if you're doing other things other than that, I think it's very hard. It's just there's so much stuff I'm trying to do.
The tough thing is you have to watch it. I'm sorry. I like to watch.
I'm not going to say anything. I mean, I'm not going to say anything.
You gotta watch that thing. I mean,
well, that's why you're on the first shot. You're in, you're out.
Yeah, 5 minutes. In and out, done.
Oh my God, you made me cry. All right. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to. I'm gonna just plead the fifth and not come.
Yeah, I'm being real, man. I got so much to deal with. I'm not dealing with that.
Oh my God, that made me laugh. Like
I'm out. I'm out all the way. We got a guy here though, Vince.
Man.
Vince loves WNBA.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
You might have a WNBA logo tattoo.
I mean,
he's got the sweatshirt and everything.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Let's just say, Anthony, if I was a Red Sox fan, I'd make them watch the WNBA as a punishment.
Yes. Yeah, I feel you, brother. I feel
you. You can't get the Red Sox out of your craw. That must be a big ticket he's got.
Well,
I'm very upset by it. I really am. You're right. I didn't sleep.
What's Jimmy Boston
I've been
going to
ornery
say?
since this happened.
He's all geeked up about Otani. He's L.A.
Well, he's
Jimmy.
a Boston guy. Stakes. So I'm curious what Jim Salisbury has to say.
You sussed it out at the beginning, VJ. You did. You sussed it out at the beginning.
Yeah.
You knew the root.
You're way too angry. You're way too angry for it.
Way too angry.
Yeah.
Way too angry. Oh,
VG, you know me, man.
Toot says the Boca Juniors pull the upset.
Who?
Boca Juniors.
Yeah, they play today. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're playing his team, right?
Is it in Boca Raton?
Benfica. They're playing Boca Juniors at 6 tonight.
Oh yeah, they're playing Benfica.
Tooch goes Boca.
Benfica.
If Tooch knows soccer.
Wait,
I'll take his word for it.
This is a hefty. He's saying Boca in regular time that pays plus 480. All right, I'll throw $10 on that.
Pizza bet.
You got some good ones tomorrow too. Dortmund. You got Inter. Inter's
playing
tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah, they're playing Monterrey.
What's our next game here?
It's tonight.
I think it's tonight.
Who is it tonight?
Flamenco.
Oh, yeah. I'm down. I'm gonna go down in one of these.
If I was there, guys, all kidding aside, any game at the link, I actually would go to.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how much I love watching soccer in person.
Go to the Real Madrid.
For anyone listening, I'm not joking around. I've been to every sporting event. You guys have too. I'd never been to a soccer game. I went when I was in Europe. Granted, it's not the United States, but I absolutely loved it, and I thought it was just amazing to watch in person. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's good stuff. All right, Brain, you're the man. Thank you, brother.
Appreciate both you guys.
There he is, the Brain checking in. You got
Wednesday. Got Man City at the link. Ooh.
Yeah,
Man City,
I was gonna go to that one because I wanted to see early.
June. Oh, you should go right from here.
Yeah, I'm going on the 26th. Is Real Madrid.
Oh yeah.
So I want to see Mbappe and Vinny Jr.
Wow, you get Mbappe.
Yeah, man.
June 26th. What day is that?
It's a Thursday. Yeah.
Maybe I'll go with you.
It's a 9:00 game.
Oh, is it really?
9 o'clock at night. Yeah.
Maybe we'll watch. You know what? That's good times, man.
Yeah.
I'm down on that. All right. We got lots to get to. We got the stakes coming up. Stakes. I'm curious what Stakes says about that trade, the Red Sox trade. Sox. All right, let's talk about our friends. Parks Casino, Street Road Bend, Salem. Yeah. The mecca of entertainment, Parks Casino. Has it all. Action, excitement. They have all the greatest acts. The best acts in the Excite Center. You know that.
Yeah, they do. Only the most fun acts at the Excite Center.
What fell down?
Carmichael.
Oh, Harold?
Yeah.
Again, huh?
Yeah, he's falling down a lot.
Yeah, Harold's falling down all the time. All right, here we go. Here's your favorite acts tonight here at the Excite Center on October 4th, Saturday. Kansas.
Carry on the wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done.
Oh, Joey missed
Joey's
this one.
singing.
Joey
Yeah.
got a little baritone over there.
Cosettes are ready to go, man. I love it. Some of the great comedians like Joey Diaz, August 23rd. Parks Casino, our casino of choice, has it all. Action, excitement, headline entertainment. Just outside Philadelphia, Bend, Salem, Bucks County. Thousands of state-of-the-art slots, sportsbook, beautiful poker room, all-weather beer garden, and a collection of award-winning restaurants. Parks Casino, this is how you win. July 3rd, Gary Clark Jr.
Here come old flat top, he come.
Grooving up slowly.
How about September 6th, UB40?
Red wine.
September 20th, Australian Pink Floyd.
Taking away the moments that make up a dull day.
That was good.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was excellent.
I wasn't ready
actually.
for that one.
That was- he was good.
He was spot on.
Solo act.
Yeah. it
He
was good.
might go solo on you
Oh,
guys
yeah,
because
yeah,
that's September 27th, Russell Peters, great comedian. November 15th, Bill Murray and his Blood Brothers. That's right, Bill Murray,
Bill
Night
Murray.
of Blues and Old Time Rock and Roll.
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray. Don't forget dinner and drinks for the show at the Liberty Bell Gastro Pub and Beer Garden, Parks Grill Steakhouse, Bamboo Noodle House, Chickies and Pete's, ParksCasino.com to buy tickets for all shows. Parks Casino, this is how you win. Got to be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I just saw Bill Murray in a movie, The Phoenician Scheme.
Oh, how
what'd
was
you think
it?
of
Oh,
that?
fantastic.
Yeah,
Go see
I got
it.
interested in that.
Go see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely have interest.
Fantastic.
It was really good.
All right.
Yeah, I trust him on that. He's got good taste in film, TV.
Well, some of the
Andrew.
stuff. Yeah.
Got better taste than you, Mr. Love Island.
Yeah. New episode last night.
It's every night but hump day.
All right. Let's talk about Cherry Hill Kia. Cherry Hill Kia. That's Dante. That's Bill, actually. Bill has you hooked up at Cherry Hill Kia. Make sure you go to Kia of cherryhill.com, a folk dealership. All right? It's important because Charlie Folk. We had young Charlie on Friday. He's the quarterback for St. Joe's Prep.
We did.
He's a great kid.
Oh, yeah.
How about that kid? What
Oh,
a kid
stellar,
that
Yeah,
kid is.
he's going to be a star.
Yeah. Oh, wait till you watch. That kid's going to be playing on Saturdays big time and then on Sundays.
Can't wait
And we'll
to
say
watch,
we know
man.
when. How about that? They're celebrating Memorial Day weekend savings all summer long, right? So not just Memorial Day. It's all summer. All right. They have a massive selection of 450 new Kias to choose from. Over 40 Tellurides, over 100 Sportages, over 35 Carnivals, over 75 Celtos, and over 80 Souls. That's a VG. You are a soul man. Kia, the hottest automotive brand in the country for a reason. All right, so what happens is the Car and Driver Editors Choice Awards, they do 20 models. They do the top 20 models. They test over 450 models. Well, Kia has 7 of the top 20. Amazing. And they got the best warranty in the automotive business. 10 years, 100,000-mile powertrain, 5 years, 60,000-mile bumper to bumper. All right? Stop in today. Tell them PHLY sent you or Cut sent you. They're going to feed you. Bill said, listen, I'll give them a $100 restaurant.com gift card and give them the Cuz price.
That's
all right?
nice.
Here you go. I trust me. You got to check it out. Drive home your new Kia today. Minutes from all bridges, available 24/7. Kia of cherryhill.com. Now, I know people buy Kias elsewhere. I just don't know why. No.
Hey, before we get to steaks, can I just say, let's acknowledge some donations we got going on in the chat.
Yeah, man.
Jamie threw $10 to Big Brothers, Big Sisters. K-Red donated. Joe Rockheads donated. There's an anonymous donations. Yeah, raising some money for a good cause there.
Thank you, guys. That's really nice. That's great. All right, let's go to our man. Talk some baseball. Steaks. You got to make a steaks in intro.
I was thinking about that in my head. Just
You got to make a steaks
Like
intro.
a sizzling grill or
Yeah,
something.
like guy make a
the steak's
cheesesteak.
on.
Yeah, make a cheesesteak. Be great. Steaks first. Before we get to the fightings, what about your Red Sox making that trade?
Yeah, they haven't. That was my boyhood team. They haven't been my team in a long time, but certainly,
I got to bust your balls though.
I know. That was I tell you what, things must have been bad because they pulled them right off the airplane, and they just swept the Yankees and were feeling good. And you're like, maybe they have a shot, getting a wild card or something. And now they just subtracted that great offensive player. Rafael Devers. So I think it was a bad situation. Both parties to blame, but they just went in and kind of pulled the rug out from under him when they signed Bregman, and he didn't respond well, and they didn't handle the potential position move well. It became a really untenable situation, relationship, to the point where it appears they had to move him. The Giants added a hell of a bat, and that's other than Barry Bonds, obviously it's a tough home run park, but he's a guy who uses the whole field, so he'll have success in that ballpark and those National League West ballparks. Hell of a pickup for the Giants. He's owed a lot of money for a long time, but he really does produce. And I think they're going to use him as a DH, obviously, but I wonder if they might revisit the first base thing. And I wonder if Rafael Devers might say, yeah, I'll do it for you guys. He wouldn't really do it for the Red Sox, but give it a shot maybe. But certainly, I guess the trade season has begun, certainly kind of a blockbuster, but I just kind of get the feeling it had become really kind of messy in Boston.
It's a little bit of a pain in the ass to deal with.
It seems like that was a little bit of an addition by subtraction. I mean, I think maybe he became a pain after this whole situation where they basically took his job and went over up front with him and things like that. And players take that, they take that personally, and they feel disrespected, and then that changes everything. So it's a hell of an acquisition. It's a big move, man. It was like jaw dropping. It happened like we were watching in real time last night. It was sort of evolving as the Giants and Dodgers themselves were playing on TV last night.
Well, Kyle Harrison was supposed to start the game.
Yeah, he pulled him right out, 20 minutes right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So it came together quick, obviously, and just get the feeling that they decided that, that's it. We're moving on. It just seems that way, right?
Yeah, it does. I wonder, there's a lot of money, but you think the Phillies, would have been his American League team, I don't know, Bohm, some young pitching?
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to really think about it. And I had thought about it because he's a third baseman. I mean, Bohm's going to be a free agent after next year. I just don't know that they have, and he would look good in any lineup, obviously, that Devers. I mean, they have a DH, but he's going to be a free agent. But I know they want to keep him in Schwarber. They got another year of Bohm. I guess to me, the big
another lefty bat.
Yeah, but I take a good bat. You get into lefty righty, I'll always skew toward give me the good one.
I agree.
It's just I just have a little bit of pause at that $31 million AAV for another 7 years or 8 years when you're already at
the Harper, Turner.
Yeah, you got a lot of you got a couple $300 million contracts. I mean, you do have money coming off the book. I certainly would do my due diligence on it. And, these front offices, Anthony, they're so populated these days. It's not like the GM, his assistant, and his 2 trusted scouts. They come at you with like 30 people, and I'm sure they kicked that around in some way, shape, or form. I just think probably the finances would have made it a little difficult right now. And they have, like I said, he's a great hitter, and he would look great in this ballpark in that lineup. I think to get where they want to go, they might have other needs that in the short term that they need to fill that it might behoove them to focus on those right now, because, you add Devers, it doesn't help your bullpen. It doesn't help your outfield production. It doesn't help your outfield defense. But hey, interesting trade. And I think the Red Sox actually go to the Giants next weekend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wonders what a good homestand will do. 5-1.
Amazing. I mean, the sky was falling a week ago.
Right.
The sky was falling. They were coming out of Pittsburgh. They were swept, and people were jumping ship, and the most ridiculous things I heard was you have to sell. I mean, give me a break. This team ain't selling. It wasn't selling a week ago.
I'm stupid. Nobody's selling anything.
Really, they were firmly on the wild card grid. They had a bad stretch. You got a $305 million payroll. You got all these stars. You got this pitching staff. They are in, and they will add, whether it's a tweak or something significant, they ain't selling. But, you know, they have a great homestand, and so many things went really well in that homestand. You know, the root of it all is starting pitching. They had 6 starts. Wheeler kind of bookends it with 2 gems, and they have a 2.50 ERA on the homestand. And I think they got 6 and 7 innings every night, except for the little McGable had a little bit of a tough one. The offense really, they scored over 6 runs a game, hit 7 home runs. Offense hit, I wrote it down.
JT, great
322.
at-bats.
JT for the homestand, Anthony, 6 games, 4 multi-hit games, hit 409 with a 980, 4 RBIs. Good homestand. Happy for him. He's such a tough guy.
And
Takes it beating, man. And he always comes back.
And he had great at-bats, man. Just
Good
great
at bats,
AB.
using the whole field.
Yeah.
Bohm had good at bats. I know everybody got hit. Everybody, you know, as the saying goes, everybody hits. Well, everybody hit yesterday. Stott did not hit. Still a bit of a head scratcher where he's gone. But I will say this: he saw 31 pitches yesterday. He made pitchers work.
Yeah.
And
that's a big deal because Berrios is good. And you know what? You drive up his pitch count like that, and then you're going to feast your bullpen.
And then, you know, you drive up his pitch count, you get in the bullpen, and also it affords the other hitters a chance to kind of see him. So, you know, in hitting, familiarity can breed some success. So you want to see a lot of pitches, even if it's not you in the batter's box. You want your mate to see some, so you can see them from the on deck circle of the bench. It helps you. But Kemp swung it good. Bohm just continues to swing it good. Kerkering is doing a great job out of the bullpen. I mean, his last 18, 1 run, and his last 15, 0 runs. He's been terrific. But starting pitching, you know, the Mets have had great starting pitching too. And they have a big series with the Mets coming up next weekend, and I'm looking forward to it. But you can't look over these Marlins. They just swept, I know, the lowly Nationals, but, you know, you got Alcantara tonight. He's tough. He hasn't had the great year.
Jimmy, I mean, he's getting hit this year.
Well, he's coming back from that Tommy John. I think it's kind of taken some time to kind of get used to his new arm. I know that's kind of a hyperbole, but you know what I mean. Getting his last two starts have been very good, and I still think he could be a very powerful trade chip in a few weeks. And you know, at that point, he'll have had basically 4 months of competitive pitching. He might be ready for a really good 2-month run as a hired gun somewhere. So he always kind of pitches tough against the Phillies, but seems to lose 2-1. So interesting matchup tonight down there because you got Mick Abel. Had those 2 really good ones, a little shaky in his last one. You'd like to see a bounce back from him, and you're facing a really tough character in Alcantara. And your offense has really come alive here. It's a feast or famine offense. It always has been. And they're on one of their little highs, and they're doing it without Bryce Harper. Otto Kemp making a nice contribution. So the sky is falling a week ago. The sky is a little brighter this week.
Yeah, that's the truth. Started pitching again, though. I mean, Luzardo got himself right. He looks fantastic. You saw the whole thing about tipping the pitches, which we had talked about on the show, that was probably the likely cause. So he was dropping his glove. He wasn't doing that. He looked fantastic. Wheeler's just the greatest. So he celebrates being celebrates the new baby with an incredible performance. I just love watching him pitch, man. He's my Sunday, right? Wheeler, like Carlton was a Sunday. Schilling was a Sunday. Hamels and Doc were Sundays. And watching Wheeler on a Sunday is the best.
He's your Sunday gravy.
Yeah. Great way to put it, man.
Jimmy, what do you see out of Otto Kemp? What do you think of him so far?
What do you think of him?
I loved him before he got here. I mean, I love him even more now. I think he's given you. I think he was a little nervous first couple games. He's settling in now, feeling a little more comfortable, more confident. I think the power will come eventually.
Well, I agree with you on the confidence. He looks a little more comfortable, and when you start squaring up some balls, that confidence will grow. He's impacted a lot of ball games in this homestand. With his base running, he had a base running boo-boo, but he did beat out that bunt on last Monday night. He's got a pretty good knack for getting the barrel to the ball. Hit 3 or 4 hits yesterday.
Yeah,
and a couple of those balls were breaking balls down in the zone, which he really did a good job getting the barrel to. So he basically, he's an undrafted kid. We all know the story, but he hit his way into becoming, a big leaguer. He hit his way here. And to me, we're seeing that really good bat. I don't know what happens to him when Harper gets back, but I would have a hard time sending that bat out. It would be, very attractive to me. Yeah, I would think, but it'd be very attractive to me to see him in a left field platoon as your right-handed prong of a left field platoon. That said, he's really not an outfield. He's played some there, played 7 games out there this year. I'm sure as they were getting a look at him just for this scenario I'm talking about, but they really value outfield defense, and theirs is not stellar. It would be difficult to take a step back out there, but I still kind of am curious to see what could happen out there. But, I don't see Harper getting back in the next week. So I would keep riding that bat and seeing what you can get out of him. But, hats off to him. It's been a terrific story, perseverance. I don't know the kid that well really at all, but, spoken to him in interview settings. And I'll tell you what a nice guy and what an appreciative guy. Appreciative of being here and appreciative of the fan support and the organization support. And it's hard not to root for a guy like that.
You hear anything about, because Castellanos after the game was talking about how he's there 8 hours early just with a bunch of excitement about playing this game. Have you heard?
Yeah, there's a lot. Well, these days everybody shows up early. Because clubhouses have with these new stadiums, they're like the greatest man caves in the world. They have everything you need and everything you want.
Yeah, you want to hang.
They come.
If this wasn't the days of the vet
Right.
when they were playing wiffle ball overnight,
This is like, they come for lunch. They have a chef. They have, so they come for lunch. They watch some video. They get some treatment. They chill and they get in the cage. So, but yeah, I mean, he's obviously
the best.
He's what would call in basketball. He's a gym rat, So, and those guys tend to get out there early and kind of suck the life out of her, suck the marrow out of it. That's kind of what he's doing with this experience. And I hope it lasts a good long time for him. He's a good guy. He's worked really hard, and he's certainly carrying his end of the bargain right now.
Phillies are the big deal, brought to you by Cherry Hill Mitsubishi. Stakes, what are we talking about with Bryce? Like, what are you hearing? It felt like there was some positivity over the weekend. Topper was said he's getting some of that range of motion back in the wrist. What are you hearing?
Well, I think they're going to be patient because they want to try to knock it out of there. They don't want to see it crop up again, but he is getting better. He's taking ground balls. He's not swinging, but he is going on this 4-day road trip to Miami with the team to continue getting treatment and ground balls. And, at some point he's going to get in the cage and start swinging, but I don't see him back in the next week or so. So I think we'll know more at the end of this week as he gains more range of motion and they can start gauging when he can get in the batting cage and work on his timing and his eyes and get his swing back.
You think this could be an all-star game thing till the break?
Well, what's that, a month away, a little less than a month away? Yeah. I don't know. It depends how it responds.
Yeah.
It depends how it responds.
That's the only thing that gives me pause, going forward. Like, he's the one guy that thing can't linger. Like, you have to have him for the long run.
And hitters, your hands and your wrists.
Oh.
Once, it's like a runner with your feet. If your feet hurt, you got to get off them because they're your moneymaker. So he'll be back. But I'm sure it's kind of killing him to not be part of this great homestand. He loves playing at home, loves the fans, and they really turned on the offense this week without him. So, but you gotta, just because it's lingered now for so long, even into the off season, you got to do everything you can to flush it out of there because you need him for the long haul. It's like Nola. They're trying to get Nola completely healthy for like a 2 or 3 month mad dash, and we'll see. I hope it works.
So curious, like when you look at this team now, what's your shopping list look like? Does it remain the same? You're looking. Are you still the bat piece of it? Are you okay with, say, Laureano from Baltimore? A piece like that that's not dramatic, but you could plug in the outfield and then go get the arm, back in bullpen arm?
I still am probably prioritizing one or two relievers. Now, the second one or even the third one might come from within your own rotation. But I'm prioritizing a been there, done that bullpen arm with some experience and some firepower. You look at Kirkman's doing a great job. Romano has steadied himself. Strom has steadied himself here. But they need help. And I'm not one of these guys. I know Alvarado is going to be back for the final 6 weeks. I don't know what Alvarado we're getting because I don't know what Alvarado that was for the first 2 months. Was it, from the performance enhancers or is he going to be the guy he was last year? I just don't know. So you got to get bullpen help. One good one, maybe one good one and a marginal one, or you got to get help from the rotation. And I would like a bat in the outfield, right-handed bat. Where it comes, it depends on the opportunity. Does it come in left field as a platoon? Do you upgrade in center field? Or everything depends on the opportunity presented me. They're all over it, and they'll do something, and let's hope it pays dividends. But I honestly, Anthony, I'm going to sound like a broken record because I said this last year. But if they're gonna, win the division or win one of the wild cards and make a nice run in October, it's gonna come. You're gonna need performances from the guys that are here, the guys that are already here, the core of your team, the bedrock of your team. Those are the guys that need to perform well. Anybody else you're bringing in here, you need them to give you something. But to me, they'd be largely complimentary, though. I think if you got the right closer, he could be really, really a difference maker too. But he's going to make everybody else better. He's going to make, allow everybody to slot down a little bit in that bullpen, whether or not it's a 7-8 guy. He's going to give you multiples out there and take pressure off guys. But in the lineup, it's going to depend on a lot of their bedrock guys.
Jimmy, you got any interest in Aroldis Chapman?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. I just don't know which way the Red Sox are going to go right now, but yeah, I'd have interest in Aroldis Chapman. Be a free agent at the end of the year, signed a 1-year deal. He's having a heck of a year. I mean, he's been on 2 World Series winners. He does come with some fine print off the field. But yeah, he would have interest in me. I would have interest in him. He'd be the type of guy, I think, especially with, Alvarado's a left-hander. You lost him. You're not going to have him in the postseason. Chapman would be, but I think there's going to be several teams interested in Chapman.
Yeah.
Helsley's going to have a high price if they move him. I mean, look, they've tried on Mason Miller. The price is prohibitive. The guy from Washington would interest me. The guy from Baltimore would interest me. The guy from Tampa Bay would interest me, although Tampa Bay is putting together a little they're playing really good ball lately. They're right in it. So there's a lot of.
They always have kids. It's amazing. They always have players in that pipeline.
Always.
Like they have I like that kid Isner. He's a lefty bat.
You mentioned him a couple weeks ago when the Phillies went down there. He is solid.
Yeah, he's got some power to him. They got Caminero. They have decent bat. Young. They always have young talent. It's amazing.
Did they just sweep the Mets?
Yes.
This weekend?
Yes. Yeah. Aranda had a big day. He's another one who's got some pop. Another lefty. I guess the last thing for me would be just looking around baseball. Braves struggle with the Rockies. Get blown out last night after Holmes strikes out 15. Right? You look around and you go to the Mets. You're up. The Mets lose. Get swept by Tampa. Bizarre.
Crazy.
It's crazy, right?
There were 9 sweeps this weekend, I think I saw.
There were a lot. The Red Sox swept the Yankees.
Yeah.
Right? Red Sox, Yankees. Tampa Bay swept the Mets. Phillies swept the Jays. Yeah. It's crazy. It's baseball, man. So much is dictated by if you get good pitching. And then, offenses go hot and they get cold. And I know we think here in Philadelphia, we have, look at that. There you go.
Yeah.
Bobby
A's sweep
Nightingale.
the Royals. Orioles are sweeping. Marlins sweeping. Crazy.
I know we think we have the market here cornered on feast or famine offenses in Philly, up one week, down the next, but we don't. There's a few of those around.
And last thing for me, Jimmy, what are you doing? It must be must-see TV tonight. Your Dodgers putting on Ohtani on the mound. You excited for this one?
That's going to be a quick one, though. It might only be one inning, right? So
yeah.
But I love the Dodgers home uniform, don't you?
Jimmy, you're the best. You're the best.
Love their home uni. Tomorrow night, the cup will be in the house.
Yes, it will be.
The cup will be in the house.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm just working on trying to get them a dinner reservation.
Who?
Yeah.
Boosh asked me, he's like, dude, you got to know people down here. So I'm like, yeah.
Oh,
So they're looking for dinner, right? Because Gretzky and the whole crew. He's like,
you're name dropping the heck out of me now.
What's that?
Gretzky. Yeah, I said you're name dropping me.
Yes. Well, because of Boosh. And Boosh said we needed reservation down there. But Cafe Martirano's closed. And
you know what they do have down there in Florida? They have Checkers drive-through.
My man, it is.
You're gonna have all those guys.
Great choice.
Kenny Albert, they're all going.
Kenny Albert. Oh my God, you're getting a lot of names.
I gotta drop them all for
What do
you.
you go with Checkers? You get the burger with the onion ring on it?
Hey, next time you get Bush on, you know where Bush is from, right?
Yeah, Woonsocket.
Yeah, he's from my neck of the woods.
My first story I ever was, I was a stringer. I used to, what I used to do? I used to call newspapers up around the country. And,
I know you did. Call.
Yeah, and try to get freelance work. So I'd be like, yo, listen, on February 26th, University of Rhode Island's coming to Philadelphia. Can I cover the game for you so you don't have to send a reporter? And I used to get a lot of work out of it. And then when I moved to Chicago, I used to do the same thing. I'd call up, I look at guys' rosters and go, listen, he's playing for the Bears. I can give you a story every couple of weeks on him. And all. So I would work for these small papers. And the Woonsocket Call in Rhode Island was one of my first ones.
I know the paper well. I did some stringing there myself.
All right? Two guys who strung for the Woonsocket Call. Right here, you and I.
A lot of buddies that work.
That's another place we work together.
That's right.
Inquirer, New York Post, Calkins newspapers.
I had a lot of buddies who worked there over the years, and it's a great old town. Tough, I'll tell you. The kids there, the kids from that town are tough.
Yeah, it's a boosh.
From Woonsocket? Tough kids from Woonsocket?
Yep. They were tough kids.
All right, my brother, we love you. That's
all right, pal.
See you, buddy. So, okay, you see, we got other options. All right, cool.
I mean, Checkers is a good choice.
Not for those guys. Those guys, come on, they're looking for steakhouses. You know,
they got
looking for a big Italian.
Yeah,
looking for Italian. Looking for a
nice
big
burger.
Big shots. That's you and I. We're going like the three of us, slumming it at the Checkers. All right, let's take care of some business.
Tough kids from Woonsocket.
Let's talk about Rothman, shall we? Yes, let's talk about getting back to what you love doing, especially this summer. So whether you're biking by the Schuylkill, chasing your kids through the sprinkler, or finally tackling that hiking trail, it's tough when your body doesn't cooperate. That's where Rothman Orthopedics comes in, okay? From aches and pains after a pickup game to old injuries flaring up on summer adventures, Rothman's team of experts is here to help. And that's with evidence-based care and a commitment to restoring your mobility. I love Rothman. They're going to get you back out there stronger than ever, right? Look at you, your testimony.
That they will, yeah.
Two
great.
Look at the Neck Brothers.
The Neck Brothers.
The Neck Brothers will talk all they can about Rothman. Don't let pain put your summer on pause. Visit rothmanortho.com/PHLY to book your appointment today and get back to doing what you love. pain-free. Rothman Orthopedics, giving you back to your summer game is their mission.
You can't go wrong with adding some art to your house, place of business, office, man cave, and Art of Words is here to help you make it cool, because a picture is worth 1,000 words, and that's exactly what this Philly artist does, and they prove it every time. Each piece is made entirely by handwritten words, like every eagle forming the link or every Philly shaping Citizens Bank Park. And it's not sports. They do Boathouse Row, the Reading Terminal, the Philly Skyline, the Jersey Shore, and a ton more. They're really unforgettable gifts. They work for sports fans, for grads, housewarmings, birthdays, anniversaries, or if you just want to upgrade your man cave. They started selling these at the K-Lot and racist flea markets, and Philly fans really just loved this art and launched a career, made it totally popular and crazy. And they also do dozens of other teams, so it's not just Philly-based. So if you have friends in other cities, you can get that too. So there's something for everyone. These pieces are total conversation starters. You see a name you may have forgotten, you think about their plays, and then you see another one, and then everyone's looking at names of their favorite players and talking about plays and reminiscing. So you can't go wrong. They've been featured on the Today Show, ESPN, and TED Talks. So check it out, artofwords.com. That's artofwords.com, and use the code PHLY at checkout for 15% off at artofwords.com.
Artofwords.com. We gotta love art of words.
I like art. I like words.
Yes,
Art of words.
I love words. I like putting the nice sentences.
Yeah.
All right, joining us now, I'm down to talk some hoop. All right, because there's a big trade. Desmond Bain got moved
for a bazillion draft picks.
I mean, what does that mean?
What is going on?
Let's talk to our man, Devon Givens, all PHLY Sixers.
Devon Givens.
NBA.
Givens.
NBA.
Devon Givens.
NBA.
Devon Givens.
NBA.
Devon Givens.
NBA. What's up, my brother?
Oh man, good morning, guys. It was good to hear Jim talking about checkers, man, bringing some flashbacks back in town. Since they're all closed here locally, you don't see them anymore.
Really? There's no checkers around town?
There was a checkers
I
on
don't see
Oregon
it.
Avenue.
There's got to be one on Aramingo Avenue. I think everything's on Aramingo
There was
Avenue.
one on Oregon Avenue, but we never went. Like, it's hard to have a fast food joint on like Oregon Avenue because you got all the steak places, little cheesesteak places everywhere.
I hear you. Yeah, see, I mean, we had it. The closest one to us growing up in Winfield was right there on Girard Avenue. So it was pretty close, Girard Avenue, Lansdowne and Girard, and that was our spot. The checkers right there.
Oh yeah, you were a big checkers guy, huh?
Hey man, the fries were the best. You get the sandwiches. The milkshakes were great. I was a big checkers guy, so Jim was right on point with that.
Question though, you weren't a luncheonette man? Like back in the day, every corner, every other corner was a luncheonette.
Yeah. No, we had them, but the variety from having a Popeyes up the street on the corner of City Line before they eventually changed that.
Because you couldn't get chicken at the luncheonette.
Right, but then you have the Checkers, the other fast food chains that are up there as well, the local pizza shops, as you talk about, and the luncheonettes.
It's the fries.
in
The
general.
luncheonettes don't do fries.
Yes,
The fries are the
they
best.
used it.
I don't
What luncheonette do you remember? At Millie's, if you went to Millie's had great fries. Pete and Joe's had a great
Pete and Joe's
fries.
had great fries. Like they don't have like McDonald's fries,
They
checker
don't exist
fries
anymore. Back in the day, they had great fries, cuz. And Millie's had the best fries.
Oh yeah, what were they?
Millie's.
Shoestrings
On 15th.
Crinkle crunch, crinkles.
that?
Were they crinkle shoestring? What were they?
And they were crinkle.
Ooh, the shoestring. That's a good fry.
Yeah, shoestring.
What's a
shoe-
luncheonette? Because I don't
Shoestring
even know
fry?
what you guys are talking about.
You don't know the luncheonette? Or is there any luncheonettes? I guess not, right? They're done, right?
Not
Luncheonette?
really. Yeah.
So used to
Yeah,
be
pretty-
on a corner, there would be like a variety store, but they would also have a luncheonette. Like, so you could cook. Like you go, they had a counter, like maybe 5 stools, right?
Okay.
So once in a while, someone had a booth, right? They had a video game, like a Pac-Man machine, right? Like, and you would go hang in the luncheonette.
Yeah, that's out of my time.
In
Yeah, so we didn't
Philadelphia,
we,
how
we didn't
about
have a
Devon?
lot of those up our way.
You still got the
Yeah,
Luncheonette?
no,
All
those
right.
is long gone. We didn't
Yeah.
have a lot of them up our way. We may have had like one or two, and then they eventually had moved on pretty quickly.
No, but you
So,
had a couple. I remember because I remember guys having them in North Philly.
well, no,
I
you
know
know
you were
me
West Philly.
being from Winfield,
Yeah.
West Philly. So we didn't have a lot of
I
those
thought you
up
had a
where
few.
we
I
were.
know a lot of kids in North Philly. We used to talk about the Luncheonette. Couple
Yeah,
cheesesteaks,
so-
like they make the Luncheonette steak. They bring it out in a red basket with the cellophane.
That I do know, the red basket.
Mhm.
Ah, man,
Yeah,
I can't believe you don't like
those-
the Luncheonette. Was the
I
greatest.
didn't say I'm anti-luncheonette, but compared to some of these places' fries, I don't like luncheonette fries. Burgers good at a luncheonette. Don't like their fries.
Fries, they were good fries. What are you talking about? Salad Dan's had great fries.
We gotta take
See,
you.
now you got
There's a bunch in the Northeast.
Now you
got to
take us, man.
We got Kitties.
You gotta
Pizza.
take us
They don't
now,
exist anymore.
They do. There's two
I
in the
see a
Northeast.
few.
Yeah.
They're
Kitties
just
and-
more
I think it's
pizza
Clown
shops.
something.
Where was it? What's that, D?
Just more pizza shops now with the red
Well,
basket.
now it's all the
and
pizza
stuff
shop,
like
right?
that.
Now
Yeah.
the pizza shops.
Yeah.
But back then they had the grill. Like you can get a cheesesteak. Like you know,
Mhm. No,
the
no.
Luncheonette
Yeah.
steak was a staple in the neighborhood.
Yeah. So at least for the ones that I do know that still exist, some of the corner stores, while you
Right.
can't sit down, you still can go and order a cold sandwich. You can order a cheesesteak. You can
Yeah.
order whatever kind of platter you
Well, that
want,
was that.
and still
Mostly was that. Like there was only a couple tables.
Okay.
Every once in a while you
Yeah.
had a stool. But really, you went. It was a variety store, and then they would cook it in the back. That's
Right.
how Primo's
Yep.
started. Primo's was a variety store.
Yeah.
And Primo's, they started making sandwiches.
I've seen places where
I
it's
did
just
not
like a
know that.
window you walk up to. Is that kind of something like that? Like a luncheonette?
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of.
Okay.
All
I
right.
didn't know that.
Oh, isn't Gooey Louie's like that?
Yes.
South Philly?
Yes.
Like a little store in the front?
Yes. Yes.
Those are good sandwiches.
Let me ask you, how does Desmond Bain fetch that? That's a
Because that's
big-
what because well, first, I go with my no comment thing because I had this deal with this all year with people worried about Cuz going for 5 and he's not worth 5, all that stuff. But it's the fact that that's what the team that moved for him felt like they were willing to give up because he was their missing piece. So with Desmond Bain, now you look at that lineup and you look at Suggs and Bain in the backcourt already with Paolo and Franz Wagner. You throw Wendell Carter at the 5. That's a pretty good starting lineup. So now you got a scorer now in the backcourt where they had those issues where late clock situations, and yes, Wagner and Paolo Banchero can get to the basket, can create their own shots, but Desmond Bain has shown he can definitely do that. And then on the defensive side, you have those two in the backcourt. They're going to be tough to deal with. So I think it's just more of, and this is what they're looking at. Number one, they're looking at the fact that he's a better fit, and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope did not work out a year ago. You only give up Pope, Anthony, and the picks, but now you're looking at an Eastern Conference without Tatum. If Giannis does in fact stay, Damian Lillard is going to be out for the entire year because of his Achilles, and if he does come back at the end of the year and try to play in the postseason, he's not going to be Damian Lillard. The Cleveland Cavaliers, are they going to make a move, even though they had the fantastic regular season? What is it going to be? The Knicks and their questions with the coach here now. The Sixers still up in the air, so on and so forth. So down the line, basically, and with Indiana representing in the East, they're going to be a really, really tough out. But it seems like it's open. So what Orlando, in my opinion, is doing is they're looking at a guy where they feel like they can strike now.
Yeah.
And they're willing to take that gamble on giving up those picks. Number one, because even if they had those other players in Pope and Anthony still in their roster, they were still going to be good. So those 4 first-round picks are going to be in the late 20s where they're not worried about those late 20 picks. They're worried about right now. So that's what I think. That's my opinion on why they did it. The Eastern Conference is still going to be open, with all due respect to Indiana and Cleveland with their records, and New York, of course. And that's what I think. That's how I believe they approached it. Last year was their first year in the postseason. This year, they had their injuries, still got in, but put up a fight against Boston. And now they said, okay, it's time to turn it up and let's go get a guy where we can elevate ourselves into that top 3 conversation and potentially try to break through next season in the Eastern Conference.
Banchero's a great player. Like he's an underrated. He's ready to take that next step. You know.
Right. And he held his own again against Boston, but it just wasn't enough. So they needed that other player.
Yeah.
And if we're talking traditional shooting guards in today's NBA, Desmond Bane is outside of Anthony Edwards. You know, he's probably one of those guys that you look at. He's a borderline all-star in a crowded West. He can, as I said, he can definitely go off at any time in spurts. He can play some one just because of what he had to do at times in Memphis. So give Suggs a little bit of a break and running the offense and the secondary role. You got Franz Wagner and Banchero who also initiate the offense, not necessarily run the offense, but initiate things. And so I think it was a really good move. I like the move. I felt like the 4 plus the pick swap wasn't too bad because of the fact that they're going to be good, man. They're going to be on the back end of those 20s and they're not worried about it. So I like the move.
All right, let's go Sixers. Latest now is they're trying to move up. Mind you, KD put his 3-team wish list out. The Sixers were not on that, and thank God. And they're now talking about maybe moving up. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean the Dylan Harper piece that's worthy of moving up. And when you add and I don't know, you talk about it a lot, having smaller guards. Now you have a 6'5", 6'6" point guard that can just run the offense. He can run the offense.
Yeah,
he
that
can score.
Excites me. If he can pull that trade off, now I'm excited. I like Harper.
Definitely. Yeah, and what are you talking about for what we discussed on the show with how the guys looked at it, Derek and Kyle, from some of the models that they would put together. And it looks like the swapping of the 2 and 3 and then the 28 Clippers pick, which is something that you can live with, especially if you get a player like this that you look at as a forward-looking franchise type of player to go along with Maxey in that backcourt, then you have something. So that's something that really interests me as well. We all have our big board of Flag, and then he is number 2. And if you can do something like that, again, to add to this basketball team, you definitely do it. And if that's all you're giving up, that's not a giveaway.
What do you think? I'm excited by it.
I don't love Harper as much as you guys do. So yeah.
Okay, why not?
I don't know if he doesn't seem super athletic to me. I think he got away with a lot of stuff at the college level because of his size. He's a little bigger than everybody else. He doesn't have the quickness for me that I like. I don't know. I don't see him translating as much as everyone else does at the next level.
Yeah, so with the we all agree that he's not fast or super quick. I would say he's fast enough as a point guard because he can be methodical in how he does it at his pace that will drive defenders crazy because defenders get impatient and you work with that. So the quickness is just simply, the fast part is off the dribble, being able to use his body to get by guys. He's very crafty at the rim. He has the runner already in his game, the floater already in his game. The pull-up jump shot is what we've talked about that he needs to improve on, both in the mid-range and at the three-point line. But as we've talked about with many of these players, they're only 19 years old, and they're going to work to improve these things. So I think he is very strong for a 19-year-old. And I think that's going to go in his favor. He doesn't shoot it like Brunson. Brunson was already a shooter. That's where he has to improve on those things. So VG, if those things do come together, then they have to guard him. They have to try to figure out how to guard him a different way because of that being a big part of his game too. So when we talk about in today's NBA, there are a lot of quick guards.
We also talk about these guys in the NBA where some of them just don't play smart enough with how they go about it. This guy's a smart guy with how he plays the game.
Basketball smart.
I need to address what I think is like the elephant in the room. When you see that package go out yesterday, what's Maxey worth? And do you have to experiment? Do you have to see what that market is? That was a big haul they got for picks and stuff.
Yeah, he's worth 5, and he's worth 5. You might be able to try to convince that he might be worth 6.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something you got to think about, right?
Yes. Yes.
It's something that you think about, but it's just simply doing your due diligence, your homework. You're not looking to move them right now. You do your homework, but you're not looking to move them right now.
If somebody
my
blows
opinion.
you away, then you do it. And that's
Somebody.
well, you got to be blown away.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I'm ready to be blown away. I'm ready for anything with this team.
Are you?
Yeah.
You want massive changes?
Yeah, I think you just
you're
have
looking
to
at
this point.
rebuilding.
Yeah, I think you have to. I think so. I'd rather do that
Listen,
than just
I
keep
do
doing
think
this year
I
after
do
year.
think you need to. Harper excites me in that I got a player that I have a bridge to post Joel and Paul George. Like I got a bridge player, right? I got a bridge player with Maxey. Like I'm looking past, those two because
Joel.
Yeah, I mean that's how you have to do it.
Yeah, but when you're doing that, to your point, you're doing that for the bridge to get there. You're not blowing it up just yet. VG is saying, "Yeah, I'm ready to just move on and let's start over."
I'm ready for an expansion team.
I'm not ready to. I'm not ready to do that. No,
I'm ready for that.
No, thank you. No, I'm out on that one. I'm not ready for that just yet. Maybe we'll all be there in a year, but I'm not ready for that this offseason because of the fact that they did get the 3rd overall pick. Can I see how they go about that? Whether it's taking the pick, trading back, maybe making another move where it's an existing player already in the league that comes in, not a star, because you don't need 4 of those on this basketball team in that way right now because we don't even know what Embiid is going to look like. But to get this bridge player, as Anthony says, even if it's not Harper, but one of these others that we may like at number 3, or the trade back possibility, and see where it goes from there, especially with the Eastern Conference, as we just talked about with Orlando, maybe breaking through next season, seeing how this one plays out.
All right. Let's talk about tonight and how you see this. We were talking about the other day. Indiana's so close to going up 3-1. Like it's right there. Everybody's on Halliburton. To me, you got to be on Siakam. Like he needs some kind of help. Like Siakam has disappeared in fourth quarters.
Yeah, because they're going heavy Halliburton to your point to close things out because he's been so successful doing that in the postseason. But yeah, Siakam, I agree with you that Siakam is the one that, because of his ability to put the ball on the floor and go by maybe Holmgren or Hartenstein if that's the defender. But then even though he has the height on Dort can stay with him physically where he can push him off his spot. If he beats him to a spot, he can make him change up things a little bit. So I wonder if that's part of it with Halliburton using the speed, switching it up, and getting Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on him where he's had some positive results driving by him, putting the ball on the floor and get to the rim and finishing, or even some of the step back stuff. They're hunting that instead of Williams or Dort to use that as their way of closing things out when it comes to the Indiana Pacers. But I agree, Siakam has been really good throughout the playoffs where you have to find a way to get the ball in his hands in the fourth quarter. I do think Oklahoma City going back home gets the advantage here, 3-2, and we'll see what happens in game number 6. But Indiana really coughed one up the other day for that 3-1 opportunity, and
it was
that
wild because like they were in control. Like the entire, second quarter they go bananas, right? And they're in control, really. I mean, up until like midway of the fourth quarter, and it was weird. You looked up, you're like, man, this is only a 5-point game. Like, it felt like when Obi Toppin's going bananas, it felt like they should have been up double digits.
When Obi Toppin hit that 3-pointer on the right wing, and they forced the timeout, I believe they went up 8, maybe 9. Yeah. I said, okay, because of what you said. They kept hanging around, and it was just 4, it was 5. They wouldn't go away. And then they had that run, and that one felt like, okay, they're not going to blow this team out, but they're going to win this game because it's just going to be too much. OKC can't make threes right now. Nembhard is doing a fantastic job on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and they cannot find their offense. Case and Wallace has disappeared. Some of the other role players not doing enough.
Hang tight for 1 second because we are in overtime.
OT.
20-second piece. 20-second piece. OT, baby, OT.
OT.
So Indiana's doing such a great job defensively on SGA. Jalen Williams finally stepped up, had a monster game in Game 4. Holmgren played well in Game 3. Who steps up for them? Somebody's got to step up for them again because I don't see their Indiana's defense changing, right? Like you still got to make it really hard for SGA to score.
I believe it's going to be Alex Caruso again. I think that he has had a pretty good series.
Yeah.
You look at Game 1 when we discussed the same thing that happened with the Knicks. You give up that one and you're playing from behind trying to catch up the entire series. That was the Lou Dort game where Lou Dort had, 5-6 threes in that one. He played really well, shot the ball well. Jalen Williams did not. Chet Holmgren did play well in game number 1. And that was the Lou Dort game. Game 2, we saw how it played out. They won that one to get it. Indiana in Game 3, you said it, Chet Holmgren played really well. And this one, SGA came through in the end because that's who he is. That's what he does. They needed it. And Alex Caruso played well again. But I think it has to be him one more time because Wallace has struggled. Wiggins is in and out of the lineup. He'll have a good run, and then the head coach, Dagnall, will pull him. Isaiah Joe hits his shots here and there, but then he's off the floor. So it's nothing really consistent. And Hartenstein is what Hartenstein is as a role player. So I'm looking to Alex Caruso again in this one to be that one that steps up. And we do know, though, that when you do go home, those role players like Obi Toppin, TJ McConnell, he does it on any floor. It doesn't matter. But, guys like what's the center that's coming in and hitting threes from the corner, Thomas Bryant, they typically play that way on their home floor. And maybe Wiggins or Isaiah Joe or Kason Wallace does step up where they have
I can see Wiggins
10-plus points, hit 2 threes, and help them win this one tonight.
I can see Wiggins being that guy. The killer for Indiana has been Miles Turner. Like, he has looks, and he has not been knocking down his looks, man.
Yeah, I guess it's just those two guys, man, Holmgren and Hartenstein, the differences in how they play. But they can both move their feet to keep up with him on the perimeter. And they make him overthink it. And that second guess, where that pump fake comes in, he's not hitting those threes like he was in the last series against New York. So he has to knock down those shots to become a threat in order for them to win.
Yeah.
Before you go, I want to get your opinion on Concanoople, and someone in the chat wants to know who you want the Sixers to take if they stay at 3.
Yeah, so Concanoople, he's the one that's the player that looks the most polished at this point, even in that range where you look at this, again, 19-year-old kid. But we had Sam Vecini on from The Athletic the other day, and he actually has been high on him, has him 3rd on his big board. And when he did his mock draft, I think he has one more coming up, but when he had his mock draft, he eventually did enough where he moved them back to 6. The Sixers got 6 and 18 from Washington, and he was still available because of team situation versus not necessarily the player. So for the Sixers and Knipple, you're just looking at a guy, when we continue to talk about it, guys, how many times we just talked about it right now. And you just brought up players knocking down threes, right? This kid can knock down threes. Yep. And then the thing that really helped a lot of people for evaluating him, VG, is when Flag went down in the ACC tournament, they didn't really skip a beat because he was the one that elevated his game and stepped up to be the lead guy and did enough where he looked really good, man. Not only hitting his shots and making his shots, but for Maluach, who we know is not an offensive player yet, I mean, you get to the basket, you get by your defender, and he's just tossing them right there up at the rim for him to finish. And it looks really good. He has a really good base, squares his shoulders every time. Shot looks the same. He's a secondary creator. And you look at him. Now, look, I mean, let's just call it for what it is. If he's not Cooper Flag as a white dude that looks like he's super athletic and go out there and do it, he just looks like the typical shooting kind of guy. Is he worth the number 3 overall pick? Probably not. But the 76ers are the one that, again, are in this unique spot to be able to take a player, like we just said, Ant, where trading for and a swap for Bane, he might be the one for them. If they don't have a partner to trade down, but they feel good about that player at 3, and Knipple might be that. He is not as fast or quick, to your point, as, let's say, Trey Johnson, or certainly not as athletic as Ace Bailey, but he has these attributes that you could see translating to winning for the 76ers as that shooter while he continues to grow. Maybe he's the one that is going to be receiving those passes from Maxey McCain and certainly Embiid and George, where I don't know why we like Justin Edwards, Eric Gordon. You like those guys knocking down shots. Well, guess what? Now you have somebody that can hit at a 40% clip and get those shots and knock them down from any spot around the world on that 3-point line. So that's where the Knipple piece comes in.
You know
The weaknesses of them. Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. You know what the shame is, though? I like Knipple. Like, I do. I like him.
I do too.
But here's the thing. I want Harper and Knipple, right? Like he would be a great, if I had two pieces in this draft, I would love to have him as a second piece, right? Like,
so what about, because that's really, really tough, obviously, because they're like top 5,
right,
top 6 players. What if in the Vicini example of him moving back and he has 6 and 18, where he's at 6, and then you string together something.
I'm talking greedy. Like, I'm talking
I know.
Harper,
I know.
Knipple.
That's why I know, because it's so difficult to do that. Then how do you feel about the other?
Yeah.
But
if you told me in a perfect world I can move on from Embiid and George, and I somehow come away with Harper and Knipple, I would love it. I'd love to move on and just and build around just youth and do a VG thing here. But that's impossible to do. But if you in that kind of scenario, I would love it.
Because I hear people talking on Twitter. Knipple, is he better than a Kyle Korver?
I think so.
I think he puts the ball on the floor better than Kyle Korver.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And he's a much better defender. While he's not a lockdown defender by any stretch. I'm just saying, we talk about him just being one that can compete.
He's a better basketball player.
He can
just
move.
A better basketball player.
He's a really good basketball player. And Kyle Korver was what, 6'7", 6'8". He was sneaky 6'7", 6'8". Knipple was 6'5", 6'6", but he has good height. And again, he can put the ball on the floor, that secondary stuff. When I bring up the example of that lob threat of Malawash getting him there, think of what Bona in this case, where you saw that with that second unit, where Bona was a finisher at the rim because of those opportunities and getting him those easy finishes at the rim. Things like that. Or even Embiid, where you say, all right, the guy gets past while Embiid's not a lob threat. He's on the floor with them. They got to close out hard on Knipple because he's knocking down those shots. He puts the ball on the deck. He goes by them, and he finds Embiid for a dump off, where we see it a lot of times where that has not been the case in his career, to get those easy looks where he doesn't have to work as hard for Embiid to finish at that basket for a layup or a dunk in this case, if he can still get up for that. So there are weaknesses for him, we know at this point, but he's a good player. They all have weaknesses at this point. It's just where you're more comfortable with at 3 at this spot. And for the other question, VG, I was big on Ace at this point. I like the stuff that Ace does, but I do agree with most people who say that it's just going to take too long for him to, with this group, it's going to take too long for their still in-win now opportunity that they feel they're in. It's going to take too long. So I would right now probably move. As much as I like Knipple, I would probably go Trey Johnson.
Here's my problem. Here's my main issue.
Trey Johnson.
My main issue is this, is what you just said, is win now. Like, I can't get there and extrapolate
we
win
can't.
now.
That's what they are. They are still there for them.
Yeah.
For them. They are still there.
But here's my question. If Embiid isn't anywhere near who he once was, then they're not in win now. You can't win.
Does he have to be MVP version of Embiid? If Tyrese Maxey is a big hub, Paul George is going to be better than last season. I have to see it again a second time to say he's going to be as bad as he was a year ago. He's not going to be that again. So my question is, does Embiid have to be 33 a night? Does he have to be 30 a night? Can he be 25 a night by getting that help? Maxey is All-Star Maxey
Oh,
again.
dude,
Get a
if
full
you
year
told
of
me
McCain. I'm asking.
If
I'm
you
asking.
told me
Full
he's
year
25
McCain.
a night and could still rim protect, I go, all right, then you could probably deal with that. But like 25.
That's what you're banking on. You're not banking on 33 and rim protect. You're banking on 25 now with those others playing at their best versions of themselves at this age, adding the number 3 pick, Jared McCain a full season, bringing back Quentin Grimes where you get some bench production off some scoring off the bench in that way. Justin Edwards year 2, that kind of. I'm trying to talk you into it.
Come on.
I'm trying to as a defensive guy off the bench. I don't mind that as a wing player off the bench to defend and knock down open shots.
You're not winning anything with Justin Edwards off the bench.
All right, I like him a little more than you do after what I saw in year 1.
I don't like him at all.
I like him. I like him more than you do.
Yeah.
So I lay all that out though. That's
you're
not
too
nothing.
kind. You're such a kind soul, and you are such a fan of the game, which I love, that you're seeing unicorns.
Well, listen, we've had many a conversation where we sit there and talk, and I'd be like, yeah, that guy stinks, man. He's got nothing. I'll tell you that. I'm asking you this in the case of the Eastern Conference that we started this conversation off with, and then a scale back of a 33.
Indiana. Like Indiana is
they're gonna run the Sixers out of the gym most likely in a situation like that. I agree with you. On that.
So that's why I'm like, why are we even going with this pretense that they're a title contender? Win now.
Well, no, I didn't say they were a title contender.
Well,
they're gonna have to scrap to be a top 16 in the East, but because we just saw what we saw. Like you just said, I agree with you. We saw what we saw, but it doesn't mean that we're gonna walk into this. I'm not walking into the season and saying, I'm not gonna speak for you because I already know how you feel. I'm not walking into the season and saying that they're already a contender because they're not. What I am saying is they are a playoff team. They think they still have a chance. So when we're talking about what they're going to do in the draft, it's going off of the basis of what they think they're doing.
Right. They've proven they're delusional. I'll go with you here. I can suspend disbelief until I see where Joe's at. Like, if Joe could somehow give me, like, deal with the pain, and I don't know, like, forget about the numbers. Games. Like, he just can't be.
Games.
He can't be 20 points and no defense. Like,
he cannot. Not for them to succeed. He cannot.
Right. No. Like I need a threshold of 20, good 25. Like,
good 25.
Like a real 25. And I need him to be able to move a little bit defensively.
I agree.
He's got a board and he's got to
100%. 100%. And I agree with you 100%.
And that's all on the knee. And I need him to do that like for 2.5 months straight at the end of next season.
I agree with you 100%. I totally agree. Totally agree. So what is your, if they are staying at 3 or even trading back, what is your goal? Because they're not moving Maxey, George, or Embiid. And when they're not doing that, they're looking to try to win this season. Some capacity of winning, and I'm not saying it has to start somewhere. Some capacity of winning.
The problem
what is your goal?
What
is your goal?
Here's the problem: making the playoffs and getting to the Eastern Conference semifinals ain't good enough. It ain't good enough. It's not.
I said this
so
year
if
they had
that's
to
your
get to the
ceiling,
finals.
then
so I
detonate
agree with you. They're not detonating it. So we
know,
already know that.
Well, of course not. I know they're not because they're all tied to their jobs and they're all making a lot of money and they're all trying to wish on a prayer. Wishing on a prayer. Wishing on a dream. Like, that's all you're doing.
What is that?
Wishing on the star.
He's trying to get him to run the Cosettes.
Yeah.
He knows. He knows the song.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, you
Wishing
know
on the star. Yeah.
They don't know. Cosettes don't know.
They don't know.
Now, mind you, I didn't give him a good enough. Devon can do it better than me.
Is that from Rolls Royce, 1977?
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
Yes, sir.
I'll have to go take a listen.
There you go, brother. I hear you.
It's a classic.
I mean, listen, I'm not really a fight with you. I'm just I just got a bad attitude. Because the bottom line is, if you're not a true title contender, I'm not interested. I'm not. I've already done it. I've done it. You're taking me back to 2005. Like, what are you giving me? I'm giving Elton Brand the player.
And the offseason recycles every year, and here we are, where they have the third pick, and they're going to pick somebody. Who do you want? They're going to pick somebody.
Well, again, who do I want? Is I got excited by Harper.
You're not getting that. You're not getting that package. You're not getting that deal. So who do you want at 3? You still have a week, but I'm just asking you today. I'll ask you next week again. Who do you want today? And that can help in whatever way you want them to help. Who do you want?
I guess, man. I don't know.
You can't hand the card to Adam Silver and say, I don't know. You got to pick one. Who you picking?
No, I know. I mean, like, I'm with you with Ace in that, like, I don't want to, like, I'm not taking Knipple to try to win. Like, if I just came away with Knipple, and I like him, but that's not good enough because I don't believe in the core.
Right. That's why I went with the middle ground of that, and I'll go Trey Johnson today. I go Trey Johnson today at pick number 3. We didn't say VJ Edgecombe. You don't like Edgecombe?
He hates Edgecombe. I love Edgecombe. He hates him.
Okay.
I don't know why you love him. Like, what do you love about Edgecombe?
I mean,
I think
where do I stop?
I think he could be a solid player, but like again, I'm looking for a big ceiling,
from athleticism with a
I
tall ceiling.
I look up and I see like the heavens when it comes to the ceiling.
Yeah,
I see a roof.
I look up, I see Edgecombe.
You see a roof.
That's why you're crazy. That's why you love Otto.
He gets a little better creating his own shot. It's and a little better around the rim. No stop.
Well, with that, can I just tell people that when they're finished watching your show and VG, that they go watch our conversation with Scott Drew, who talked about VJ Edgecombe on our show?
Yes, so, absolutely.
Go find that on the YouTube page.
Dude, you're killing it, man. Killing it. I love it. What time today?
3 p.m. all week. We have a special day, of course, on Wednesday, but
we're going to intersect on Wednesday.
3 p.m. Yeah. So
I always love when we intersect.
It's going to be a good time.
Before you go, man, there's one player I loved in the past season, and he slotted for mid-second round, Janai Broom. Like, that kid.
I'm not a big fan.
You're not a fan? He's a player, man.
Yeah.
What?
No, he's a rebounder. That's what he is. Which is
defender,
good. They need
rebounder.
I like him. I'm with you.
He's a gamer, man.
I like him. He's got balls.
Yeah.
I love the kid. I love the kid's heart.
Until he spits it up in their championship run. He can't make free throws. He's gonna get fouled. Can't make free throws. He's terrible at the free throw line.
I know.
But he does rebound the basketball. They need rebounding help. So if they decide with that 35th overall pick that they want to take Janai Broom, cool. I'm not upset at that because of the rebounding part, but I'm not the biggest fan. They do need rebounding help. If he can help with on the glass, then I'm okay with that. You're not running play. Just get offensive rebounds. Try to get quick putbacks because they're going to foul you and try to send you to the free throw line.
I hear you. That's all valid.
Yes.
But the kid's got stones, man.
Yeah, but don't you also count stones at the free throw line when you're the best player on your team?
You can get better at that.
Some kids
what?
can't.
You can. He hasn't.
All right. Well, some kids can't shoot. I mean, you know, some kids. They're not going to be able to shoot free throws. I mean, it's what it is.
But when you talk stones,
look at Siakam.
You're at the line.
They got a great free throw shooter.
No, but he does everything else that does impact winning. He's an all-star, all-NBA player.
I know,
so
but I'm saying,
you get ticked off to those.
I mean, that kid, it was all heart, man. All heart.
Yeah. What was the heart at the free throw line when they're trying to send his team to the Final Four?
It was 60%, right? I mean, it's not like he's shooting 32%.
Not Simmons.
Yeah. Watch the games, VG. You did. You see it. He steps to the line. You're like, yeah, that's not going in.
He's playing with half an elbow.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with that. But the kid's got balls, and he can board all day long. And for a second round pick,
that's why I said I'm cool.
I got no problem with it.
I'm fine with that as a second round pick. I'm cool. I'm not going to beef about the second round pick. I don't love him like you guys do.
Like we just said in the first round stuff. I don't
like
love
a
him.
kid
Second round pick, I
that
get
shows
it.
up.
Yeah, I'm
like
cool.
in a big.
No, it's just more of when VG said a guy that's not being talked about a lot. He's a second rounder. He's talked about right where he should be.
I thought he'd be a late first rounder. I thought
he might sneak in there, especially with all these other players going back to school. He might sneak into the end of the first round. But 35th, if they take Broom, I'm cool with it. I'm fine. He can rebound for sure. Yes, he can rebound the basketball. Give them some extra possessions. Defensive rebound as well. I'm good. Can he defend on the perimeter? And when they pull him away from the basket, if he's a 4 or a 5, can he defend? Can he stay with them on the perimeter? Can he stay out of foul trouble as a guy they might lean on?
All legit. All
Yeah.
legit. All legit.
Yeah.
All right, my brother. We'll be watching today.
3 p.m. today. Appreciate everybody. It's gonna be a busy 9 days now, guys? 9 days.
Yeah.
Busy 9 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. See you, bro. Love you.
See you, Devon.
See you guys.
There he is. Devon Givens. We got it back in the day?
Yeah.
Back.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day. I don't like to mention this guy's name much on this show, but this is how I like to think of him. Chris Sims. You know, he's always taking shots at trolling us.
Yeah.
Let's go back to one of his.
The ending.
That was fabulous.
Yeah. Screw that kid. That
was fabulous. You don't study the playbook?
Yeah, you want to
know the terminology?
Criticize our Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Yeah.
Listen, we already start. Coach Fran is sending me the terminology this week.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
So
yeah.
Mosco's going to get studied.
I gotta say, it is a little crazy, those calls. I don't know if I could. I don't know. I don't think I
well,
could
if you
remember.
lived it, and that's all you did, you would know it.
Maybe.
Your memorization skills have to be very, very good.
I mean, basically just breaking down. Like,
X, Y, X,
you
slant,
couldn't do it.
23,
Let's
3.
be real. You could not do it.
I could do it. Learning lines back in the day for theater. I could learn
You
plays.
can, okay.
I can learn plays.
Okay, you can do the memorization. You just didn't know what it means.
No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I could tell you I wouldn't know what I'm doing.
Right.
Dude, it's different. Like you can remember lines when you go over them. That thing's coming right in your headset. You got to regurgitate it right back out.
And then run it.
Different.
And you got to run it right off
Yeah.
the bat. Know what to look for.
I mean, it is different because you know, like everything. He's like, all right, this is for the offensive line. This is for the receivers. So
Right.
you break it down. Yeah. So
It's like
any way we can make. If anyone else
it's
has
like
video,
a polysyllabic word.
yes. So if anyone else has videos of Sims screwing up in football, send them this way.
That's
them
good
this
stuff.
way.
That's fun. All right. That was a fun show.
Yeah, it was
For
good.
Nothing Monday. Always fun hanging out with you boys.
Oh, yeah.
Great job, Frazier.
Joey?
GG. Where's Joey at? Joey want to do the Phillies?
I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. That's going to do it for us. Have a great day, everybody. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow.
We all silly like the mayor.